coming out, and already Brokey looking for info. He does catch a glimpse of someone crossing, and they are stacking. Looking for info. He does catch a glimpse of someone crossing, and they are stacking towards the underpass. 3 members ready to try and get an early info. In fact, Masuta wants to bring the fight to them. They are considering it.
Yeah, risk and I guess the unknown is something that this FaZe clan can offer up.
So Cold's the contact. And then they hope that they swing. Oh, but from behind, Kirby a little slow. Needs another. RPK denies it, and that's another. Doubles up. The tank makes a very quick announcement of exactly what he's going to be bringing to the server tonight. 4v2 as well. Not comfortable for the CTs. And it should just be a matter of wrapping this one up with a group force. Smoke towards heaven. Olaf about to be completely locked out, and he opts to drop. Heading towards Graffiti Peak. No, a little late on that one, so I will be able to plant all the same, and RPK's already getting into the widest angle he can. Good shooting. Would need another. Brokey, more than capable, and they've got a smoke kit here. Olaf has kind of got to be the VIP. Protect him to the site. Brokey needs some shots, and he's not getting much opportunity. Good dink down to ZywOo, but there goes Brokey, and that's really the end of the potential starting to fall away from them. We'll get the first round Vitality's way.
ZywOo even got the smoke, so saves himself $300 with the reinvestment coming into round number 2. And if I'm going to be honest, I really think that Vitality should be storming through map number 1. I'm not expecting like a 16-1 type of start scoreline, but I'm talking in the realms of a 16-8, 16-9, something along those lines. Because for FaZe, one of the keys against OG, and I was actually talking to Yanko, he was watching the game the other day as well, and I said, Yanko, is it just me or is this really scrimmy? And he said, yeah, there've been some really bad rounds, and it has been. And I think that's one of the keys to the bloody card. Jesus, Joseph and Mary Rain just destroyed RPK. That was a huge shot. But that is the flair that FaZe have, right? Yes. They're going to go for more retakes. They're going to take more risks. This nothing to lose style of Counter-Strike means if you can pull off magic moments like that, you're going to be starting round number 2 with a 4v5 advantage.
And Vitality need to get really good at saying, oh, you know, and just moving on.
Well, we talk about ZywOo rounds. I think they're going to be a couple of just FaZe rounds.
Yeah, I'm down to see a couple of those. Now, Rain's still got his very hot deagle, and he's got a lot of challenges coming out of here. I doubt they'll use util. Oh, he did, look, a flash, and it's perfect. Rain needs to drop back. He's used a very nice bit of movement there to escape and drop his smoke. Unfortunately, very large gap. He won't be able to hold. Brokey can, though. It's a scout, not ideal, but will be info all the same. So their toilets adventures continue. Masuta clearing alongside ZywOo, patrolling for Rain. And they're looking for info on that B site. They do not want to be caught out with a lurk. So with that info push, Kyobi starting to rotate over to A as well.
coldzera could basically be left in his sewer position almost solo, and they could even go for a 4-man lean towards this A bomb site, and that's going to be the right decision. Clock now about to hit 30 seconds. Brokey spamming that scout. That's going to be an audible. They'll know what's on the other side. Smoke's over, and away they go. Vitality have to get in.
Oh, that was a hard fight. Ducks under the scout. ZywOo's already taken a big one. And now very awkward for Olaf. He opts not to spray the smoke. He wants to play close, and Rain's hits another. From the toilet, he's still there, and he's fragging. Big stuff from Rain. 3, could even be a 4th. ZywOo's caught out, and FaZe converting the Deagle armor. I mean, of course they do. Of course they do. Big stuff from Rain. That 3K gets him the impact player of round 2, but they scavenge away rifles. They get it all, and this is how it started. Nonsense. The tank deleted. This was great. And then the fact he gets hunted and he still gets a 3rd. Up against the Galil, no less. That's big stuff.
Absolutely wild round there. And actually, Olaf and Rain.
Oh, he pushed at the perfect time.
They used to be the old combo. Those two used to be the A defenders for FaZe back when the roster earlier in the year was this similar constellation. Obviously, Nico instead of Kirby. But it's great to see. Everybody talks about Olaf and Rain when you talk to them, in-game leaders or players who have played alongside them, and they're some of the best teammates that they've ever had the opportunity to play with. I've seen some special moments from them in the past. It'd be nice to see a couple more here, just for the romance of it all. FaZe, they've got a tidy-looking buy that AK Khalil picked up, upgraded into a FAMAS and MP9, and the Force Buy back from Vitality, that patented Force Buy from Apex. He loves the scout. And even hits a tag. So Rain on notice this time. Down to 32. Was soloing the site, but rotations, they're quickly coming over. Brokey's here. Olaf's on his way. And Rain, he's opened things up again.
That's not bad, is it? RPK at least got some blood. And that's another body dropped. Olaf didn't quite manage to do too much there. And Brokey's in trouble. They're going to lose this. The site's been lost. A Glock from Apex is enough. And now it gets really awkward. The sound cue, they know there's one Apex, or rather towards Optimus, and Kyobi's going to walk through the smoke. He wasn't expecting react in time. All onto Shox, and he's low. FaZe have picked up the pieces. They will recover, and now he's back, especially expecting to see two AKs. coldzera's not got any options for him. What's he got? And Galil, no fun. A kit, he's got one. Okay, shopping hasn't bore too much fruit.
Yeah, so right there, I feel that Apex is going to be kicking himself. He definitely should have killed Kyobi here. You can see that he was shooting first, and Kyobi just ducking through the smoke. That was enough. So great stuff there from the Dane. And
I thought Apex had him, to be fair.
That's a death slam from me. You're going to be feeling that one. That could have been the force by straight back, putting the CTs under a bit more turmoil. But that's going to be the second round on the board for FaZe. So good stuff. They've been able to string two together, and that's forced Vitality down to, well, I was going to say save, but they've invested in two Deagles, one of which on Apex, one on RPK, and even one for Shox. A P250 for Masutra, and Zywoo will be holding onto the Glock. Early nade tickles them up with a little bit of damage. And Brokey, he's even been able to upgrade into the AWP. You can see here over towards Long. We'll be working in tandem with Rain, and Rain's being tested for the third round in a row.
Oh, he wants to stand and fight, thinks better of it. He's getting hunted down. Drops the smoke, expecting the swing.
I think Shox just took Olaf down jump peeking at B.
It definitely was. Definitely was.
That's going to be a big one. I hope we catch that on the replay.
I'm looking for his X. Oh, yeah, you're right. Just by the jump. Basically on Kyobi now, yeah. There it is.
The corpse on the other side of the wall.
That's cool. Lovely stuff. Shox actually landing it. You rarely see it. Often attempts, rare hits. Maybe they can do something with this now.
Back to B looks like it'll be the avenue of attack for Vitality. As I say that, of course, they posture forward towards the bathrooms. But they've really drawn out a rotation. There's three players lingering on the A site from FaZe. They've left one in retake positions of Kyobi towards B over at Graffiti.
They're in all the right places. 2 rounds in a row now.
Have to hit all the right shots, though. Big miss and big damage.
Oh no, Zai was jiggling it nicely. Need to hit a shot, Brokey. You're getting overwhelmed. He's yet to frag. Fortunately, coldzera's picking up the pieces and pulling his socks up. Apex crosses into the site. Brokey does connect, and no. Shox his deagle continues. He gets 2 there, holding his nerve and holding his crouch key. So 3 then for FaZe.
That's lots of damage in a round where it was a very, very light investment.
Let's see that shot from Shoxy. Yeah, he was holding in the pre-aim.
Bam. Yeah, this is tidy stuff here.
Everyone's a threat in the server tonight.
Yeah, and that's one of the keys here. When we always talk about FaZe, it sounds like we're a broken record, but they are picked up, and the reason that their international campaign had worked, especially in the early stages, and Apex put it in the interviews, they can hit some absolutely bangers of shots. And it sounds like the most fundamental or basic side of Counter-Strike, but realistically, once you take the strats out of it, you get the headshots, you get to win the rounds.
Hello?
That is so awkward. How did that even transpire?
I think he must have just thought and had a completely different visual in his head as to the default spread. Zywoo in the playground, can't believe his luck, catches an AWP in the open.
Just take a quick note as well. We did see Rain throw his grenade down towards connector. So if we can get a connector cam right now, Rush, just to show people that the door is blown open, it makes life a lot harder for the T side. The CTs in the more recent meta have been blowing that door up. There's a few avenues to make sure you can get control of that. You can jump peek from a lot of different locations on that B site, spam through and harass, meaning that the Ts can't rotate so rapidly between those 2 points.
Yeah, you saw Rain very actively pursuing that. Now, Kyobi seems to be reaggressing. He wants to catch a timing here. And he would be right to do so. Oh, just as RBK pulls out the pin, Kyobi pulls out the frag. And that was a stack nade. He knows there's another. Rain may have heard the steps of Zywoo elsewhere on long. This is quite a well spread out Vitality squad. And as Zywoo, oh my god, he's going for a reload. Rain can't punish. He chooses not to at least. Fresh mag. Rain expects it. You can see it. Oh, but Zywoo still bests him. He was so loud. He was so obnoxious, and Rain still falls. Knew it was coming a mile off.
Yeah, that was no secret right there. So Rain's going to be kicking himself that he's dropped down and given the number advantage back over to Vitality. 4v3 now for the French as they're retooling towards the B site.
Now he just grabbed an AWP. He'll do it with that now.
Well, they have a molly. They have a smoke for heaven. They have flashes to make this work. So Vitality, they need to get past Kyobi.
Oh, an opportunity. 8 seconds. Where's the bomb? It's Apex, and he has got it down in time with 1 second to spare. And Olaf falling to the nade of Shox confirms that Vitality are keeping it close. Round 5 goes their way. We've got a 3-2 scoreline and peanuts, pocket lint, and maybe some old chewing gum wrappers for FaZe Clan.
And that's the damage of the Deagles. Shox with those amazing 3 shots and really making FaZe have to expend a lot on this rebuy for round number 5. This one here from Zywoo left them really just guessing, because if Rain goes undetected there, ZywOo showed his presence. Rain probably would creep around that corner in the mid-round to be able to come through with a flank if they did opt for that B hit. So that was a massive kill to make, and you can see what that's done. It's going to have to be a partial investment with some upgraded pistols from FaZe, and looks like a pace change from Vitality as they take Sewer quickly. Cold, maybe thinking better of that boost.
What are you doing?
And in the open, Kirby not ready at all. That's 2 rounds in a row. FaZe players have been caught with their pants down just in the open, punished by this Vitality's pace.
Ooh, that deagle bullet hurt. Damn. Cold Zera dunks. Nade won't do too much, but he's been caught out by Rain's RPK spray.
Went down through the smoke.
Just straight wall banged him. And that's lovely.
Oof.
Olofmeister's deagle, clearly well polished and well warmed up. Takes a quick, clean headshot into Shocks to stop this from being a spotless round at the bare minimum. Brokey wants the frag. He's had a look towards short. Masuta's there to contain them. Another HE escape. Okay, Olof, give me more. Please, sir. Just a little more. Thank you. Oh, Olof had a chance. It's Masuta to shut him down. It will be the equalizer. Vitality 3, FaZe 3, and now a full eco. So this will be the changing of the guard. We'll see Vitality take the lead unless the impossible happens. See that again. Lovely. I love that quick switch, like the old school.
Yeah.
Quick switch off the shot. Very nice.
There was a chance there. He hits that third as well.
Oh, good to see that face back on my screen. Olofmeister.
All right, well, it will be USPs for 4 and Olof with a deagle. I'm sure those 2 kills really helped assist in buying that for this round. As we take a look, Vitality are going to be using Shocks to go on a little bit of a fact-finding mission with the MAC-10. You can see how quick he wants to garner control of Sewer here, just throwing out a nade in case the triple boost was in play, as we can see nobody home. We've got connected control already. 4 players spread out towards the bathroom, and to deal with that is RPK very, very passive, and Masuta to contain rotations through connector. Shocks clearing out B. They have him in 4 positions. Cold goes down, and this is the round done. Bomb will get planted. The 40-second timer will begin. And now the question is, how clean can Vitality keep it?
A fun question. Especially when you know that they'll be taking a couple of risks. There is a Desert Eagle in play.
Shocks has a couple here, surely. He's spotted one.
Oh, not another one where Kirby gets caught in the back.
Heard it.
Knife out. USP will not last long. Gets himself $600 onto Kirby. They want to put some pressure on him. RPK from behind. Poor old Olof is cream crackered. He does find one at least, keeping him honest. And he's got 9 frags, so Olof definitely head and shoulders above the rest for his squad to start us off here on Overpass. And of course, this is an expectation that to see Vitality holding a bit of an advantage in this map. Mirage, where FaZe would have to take us 2-3 in the series. Their pick, Nuke the third, with a little bit more playtime. This is the first Overpass we've seen from FaZe since the departure of Nico. It is quite the loss, but with huge shoes to fill, who better than Olofmeister? Rookie. Doesn't find anything initially. And Rain's going for a bit of a mission here, getting a lot of early info on long. If he has a glance, I wouldn't recommend it. ZywOo's posted up.
Yeah, and it looks like they're just allowing ZywOo to hold off the fountain and long pushes single-handedly. Olof will be playing in rotation, so a lot of pressure on that individual. You have to rely on clear communication from your teammates to make the right decisions within the mid-rounds. And you can see Vitality, they've taken Sewer control. They have connector control. ZywOo now pushing for some bathrooms. Control a Molotov towards Divider, a smoke as well, and up through connector will come Masuta. So information and territory being taken away from FaZe as they're pushed further and further back in towards that A site. Now with Rain's position, and overseeing from long Olof, he does not have to move. Rain will be instrumental in round number 8. His timing and decision-making of if he wants to get aggressive.
Going at Monster now, though.
Yeah, it might be too little too late.
I think so, because Kirby, nothing, absolutely nothing to report. Now 4 Frenchmen swarm the site, only 1 from Cold. And that has to be a save. So deeply invested towards the potential for A. They're just going to have to keep what they had. Let's not forget that FaZe, the last 2 rounds of play, they've presented, what, 1,400 force, down to 500 and an eco. So they put a lot of time and a lot of rounds into this buy, and it's gone nowhere.
Yeah, they even, you see what is invested for Rain here, for example. He hasn't thrown a grenade, so he didn't actually come in with everything he needed. There wasn't a flash, there wasn't a HE. He hasn't actually shot a bullet or had to use a grenade in this entire round. So that's good moving forward, that the reinvestment will be limited, and the fact that they will be holding on to the AWP and a rifle for Olof as well. It's good signs, but they need to make sure that they can be competitive. And you can see there, wrong place, wrong time. Simple as that. Trade out with the number advantage onto the B bomb site. Bomb goes down, and round number 5 on the board. So Vitality looking clean and not really being made to sweat. You consider where these rounds came from. It was Rain going absolutely bonkers with the Deagle. You can't rely on the individuals to get you 16 rounds. There will have to be some team-based Counter-Strike coming out of FaZe eventually. But it's the pivot rounds. You know, if they can get a couple of those and then string some good gun rounds together, then we're laughing. But we need to make sure it's not just the one-hit wonders.
Give me that Brokey monster fast peek. Okay, he's doing the smoke. That's kind of like doing it, but safer. Instead of looking for the info, you just deny the push when a smoke grenade from spawn does do just that. Overpass lots of kooky lineups, and actually smoking this. Maybe Zywoo wants some pace, and the nade, bonk, just a little early. No damage inflicted yet. You can see the Vitality default. Take a screenshot of the map now. That is the Vitality T-side default.
They can actually leave Zywoo to do his own devices, right? Or up to his own devices, I should say.
They like denying this. Like, they don't want any CT info there. And fair enough, because the rotate's quick. Here comes RPK. Oh, and Cold's won the duel. AKV FAMAS. FaZe take that every day, but Shox refuses to accept the 4v5 disadvantage. Pushes in on the retreat. Makes it equal once again.
Yeah, great trade from Shox, and now they can actually press towards A. The timer on this smoke, roughly 15 seconds remaining on it now.
Rain. You madman. Oh, I think he gets them both here. I can feel it. A tingle in my dingle, Chad.
They surely dismount before the smoke starts to fade.
No. Here we go. 1 and 2. Lovely, Rain. Gets the AK. Give him a third. Apex is going to swing into it. Got to get the timing right. He's sticking around. He wants to fight, slow him down. Here's it. Peeks on the flash. They evade it nicely, but Brokey's there to catch the trade. Great fragging from Rain. We used to call him King of the Toilets, Chad. Remember that?
Yeah, he was very good in that position. And you could even say the same for Kirby at one point in his career. Oh, how much damage can Shox do here? AWP in hand, 30 HP, bomb on his back. There is a world.
Yeah, if Brokey missed that shot, he did not. There was a world for Shoxy there. That's a big win. FaZe needed that, and that was off the back of the save, so it worked.
And they'll be able to reinvest right here. You can see some guns just being tossed across. And yeah, I'm surprised they didn't dismount before the smoke started to fade. Always a bit of a risk there on both sides of things, of course. Rain may have been left in no man's land if that stack wasn't actually being resurrected.
A nice FaZe fan with the FaZe gear.
Yeah, it looks like a clean pad, doesn't it?
It does. It looks like a clean room. Respect. Tidy mind, tidy... What is it? Tidy room, tidy mind? Or tidy mind, tidy room? I don't know. My mum used to say something. Didn't work.
Yeah.
Olof jumps for info. Not going to lose his head this time to Shoxy, at least not initially, but he has escaped the Molotov and the nade as well, so trivial damage dealt to Shoxy, but it's not going to stop him from holding, once again, this standard default. Zywoo contains the long and fountain push.
Ooh, bit of a gap here. Smoke is quite deep, so Kirby might want to move away. Spotted out, tagged down, put on notice, and will rotate away from that monster position. But it was a 4-man B lean early. You can see Rain over towards Heaven as well for FaZe.
I would hate to be given the responsibility of monster in a professional Counter-Strike setting. It's just horrible. A long pipe, it's either nothing or 4 people flashing and nading you. Like, it's just no fun. Put me on A, I'll
dance around the bathroom.
Dance around the bathroom. That's much more my scene. It does feel like it is going to be that B hit. And they've got all the pieces of the puzzle in the right place, wouldn't you say, Chad?
Yeah, and Rain's going to be quick on this rotation as well. He's kind of in limbo. Smokes, Molotovs, they're coming in.
Drop it, Cole. Drop it.
They're taking their time on this.
Oh, that's enough for me. Yeah, okay, so he's going to isolate. They have to use one avenue now. 15 seconds. That's only going to be Cold Zera playing around it. He's in a good position to trade and doesn't need to, and Olof's killed 2 of them. Finally, Cold fills the feed. It's all onto Zywoo now. Apex a little late to the party behind him. The spray's not there. It's good for FaZe. 3, make it 4 players survive. Rain gets away with it. 15 HP left as his teammates found the frags. But Olof, guys, he's on 11, 100 ADR.
Yeah, he's actually had a couple of maps that have started quite well. He seems to cool off within the later stages. And if you go and you look at his statistics on HLTV.org, yeah, there's a lot of red in that column. There was a lot of red when he stepped down. There's been a lot of red since he's come back. And this is something which I'm sure he wasn't even expecting to happen.
Dude, so, I went for a Hail Mary Twitter DM to him as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was like, hey, dude, I don't know what you're doing with your career, but what do you say about jumping on the caster desk with me and Chad?
Yeah?
He's like, I'm not done yet, but it sounds good.
Okay, nice.
So we've got a maybe.
Yeah.
Might have been a polite maybe, but it's
yeah, man.
Not done yet, but
yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, sounds cool, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine that, though.
I'm going to booking that day.
Imagine World's Best Player 2015 just casually hanging out with us.
Cool.
His perspective, that would be interesting. Kirby's pushing straight as the smoke fades. I can't believe he wins that duel. I thought it would favor Shoxy. Kirby's quick, though, and the monster smoke will be disrespected. The flash ain't good. Not for Masuta anyway. He's charging up. Kirby, they know exactly where you are, but he looks away. And it enables the Dane to find his second frag of this round. 3 Frenchmen. ZywOo cutting them down to size alongside the tank, and they've just equalized enough. And very short-lived. The bomb will not go down. That's on the back of Apex, and they're kind of locked in to the water side of the site. They've even mollied the plant. You can't plant for another 10. Rain plans to swing on the sound cue. Safe plant, and ZywOo's doing some great shooting. Are they really pulling this off? A 2 versus 4. Apex and ZywOo making it count. Audio cue, very hard. A nice crossfire established. I like it. ZywOo, did he get spotted by Brokey's jump? It doesn't seem so with the use of the utility. Apex is tucked even deeper in, and they're lined up. The wallbang is good, but Brokey hits the shot. Need the trade here, Olof, and he can't do it. Apex too precise. What an off angle that was. Elevated and tucked in. Using that, it's not a pixel walk. What do you call like a legal pixel walk? You know, when it's just on a lip? A lip walk.
They have a name for it.
No, but that's what I would call that.
Walking the tightrope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lovely little angle. You can see all the way to short Sandbag's headshot as well from there.
I like when you jump on the, I guess there would be the sewer pipes to the left-hand side there. You get this really quite odd angle as they come out of Sandbag. Yeah, it is. You can use it for multiple different angles on that side. It's like I've seen RPK use in the past, actually, on this.
Yeah, like if you go to that
those
corner,
ones right there.
Yeah,
you can
commend it.
You can jump on those bad boys. You got to hit your shot. If you don't hit your shot, you're going to be in a world of hurt.
Oh, Olof. That does not look fun. Oh, neither does that. Rain full commits, and he loses the duel. Just like that, FaZe have to operate with not only an SMG and a FAMAS, but with a one-man disadvantage. I don't know exactly how they're planning to dig themselves out of this. They don't have an AWP. They can't say Brokey go kill. Maybe they group up. It seems like they are, partnering up Brokey and Olof and Long. Kirby pushed for info. He wasn't expecting such a passive hole. Shox shuts down the B info push, and now they'll just gamble. Hope that it finishes A. It's unlikely it will.
Yeah, this should definitely be a vitality round. And I think here we're spelling trouble for FaZe. They only get the 2,400 loss bonus going into the next. It will have to be a save. And we're already at the business end of the first half, round number 12.
You can see the thought process with Rain's corner, because you may be watching that as a viewer and thinking that looked very unfavorable. But he was kind of banking on the idea that the contact would be taken by Olof. Saw his initial posturing towards Party. The idea is he fires off a couple of shots and then he's tucked into that deep corner. They start flooding in. Back's turned. He hears one. Cold could find the lurk, and that will be an AK upgrade, but that is going to channel them into the stack, quote-unquote, stack of Brokey and Olof, the lion's share of what remains of FaZe.
They're not ready for long here. They might be in strife. 2 players, Olof and Brokey.
They're going to let Olof take all this contact. Oh, wow, that's some damage, but it's not frags. Now they're here. A second arrives, and it's good shooting. Just ZywOo's bottom visible, and he gets all 3. FaZe overcome adversity. That was a ridiculous round. From the very get-go, it looked like Vitality's round to win.
I think one of the reasons that Vitality were baited into maybe there's more on the B side is because of how close Cold Zero was to Monster when he killed Shox, right? So if he's so close to Monster when that frag comes in, maybe there has to be somebody else in the pier or over towards Heaven looking over towards Sandbag. But you can see from the POV of Olof and then Brokey just how lined up they were. It was like a shooting gallery.
I really liked that Brokey completely baited Olof.
Yeah.
He completely let Olof,
I think it's clear,
be the solo. Everyone turns around after Olof's death, and that was Brokey's chance to get all 3, and that's what he had to do.
And I was painting the picture of it was only going to be the 2,400 loss bonus coming on through. It was going to have to be an eco for FaZe, and they snatch around
That's
away,
huge,
and it forces Vitality into a force buy of their own. Apex with an AK, 1 for Shox, a Galil for ZywOo, and just Deagles and P250s for Masuta and RPK.
Really good molly. Not the typical one you see, but look what that's done to ZywOo on his playground aggression. He doesn't want to use his very limited utility to put it out, and so he pays the price of blood instead.
Vitality might be kicking themselves. That was a 3-on-5 that they really just gave away there.
Talking of blood, I watched Blood of Zeus on Netflix last night.
The anime?
Yeah, but it's like Greek mythology, which is crazy as it is, but animated beautifully. Really cool. I got into it.
I might take a bit of a look.
Yeah, I extended my bedtime by a couple of hours. Damn autoplay. Okay, Rain. Oh, you rascal. There's a very small window where he could punish this. I imagine Masuta or Apex will be given the responsibility. And here they come. Yeah, Olaf confirms it. He's got a lot of pressure on him, and he's just going to tuck in. Rain is working on the modankest of flanks. He could get a lot here. Distracted, does put the bullets into one. Catches Masuta, draws their attention elsewhere. Jiggling on Brokey, still holds his nerve. Can't find the quick scope, but it's all onto Mr. RPK. And a cold Zera off angle puts the 7th on the board for FaZe Clan. Do they AWP it up? 3 AKs will do. They've got the cash to splash. Or not, actually. No, one's got cash.
So that's curious. They didn't pick up an ult for Brokey. Hey, boys, I know you're all sick with the AK, but kind of need my ult.
It's FaZe Clan. They need the AK.
Yeah, just let him one tab. I guess it's as good as an ult for a lot of these players.
Yeah, I liked how Rain was very conserved about that. You know, he had 4 opportunities, but just knowing that he could pepper enough and the presence alone would destabilize the push.
Well, FaZe are actually in a very, very good position to win the half. Every time I seem to say a round is guaranteed to go one way, it falls the other. So I think I'll stop doing that. We won't say this is a guaranteed round for FaZe by any means. It is just P250s and Glock to deal with, so should be very likely.
Certainly.
But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself.
Chad, you've been doing some German lessons. You know what that is? I'll go back to RPK. What's that one mean?
Danger.
Yes, baby. High voltage. Danger, danger.
What else we got? Show us some German on the map, Rush.
You got. I don't know if Chad's got any more. Yeah, that's that.
There's that's danger again.
What about the sign from the Olaf boost? To the left. Yeah. Where did they take the sign off? There. Gelanda übersteigen verboten. You know the last word.
Verboten?
Yeah, it just sounds similar to the English one. Forbidden.
I guess. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they make it difficult over here. Like this, words that should be easy are hard. And shots that should be easy are easy for Brokey.
Go on. With 1 bullet to spare.
Crispy and taffy.
Very nice.
Well, I think Vitality might want to opt for a little bit of a change up here going into the final round of play. Something just a bit more pack-driven. And the reason that maybe they want to go for that is because in that mid-round where they lost the 3v5 advantage, it was not the lack of commitment, but the fact they dawdled around a little bit, set themselves up for multi. Because if they go in here and they actually try and bully and go toe-to-toe, I think that versus FaZe, the firepower in the server here, considering the dip-off in form of some of the FaZe players in recent times, is probably very level. So it looks like that won't be the case. It will just be the default spread. ZywOo back over towards Playground single-handedly. The other 3 dealing with the B, Sewer, and Monster, and Masuta. The youngster with the tall task of Connector will have to deal with Rain. Rain's going to get the better of him, but can they find the trade? Shock's onto Cold Zero. It is going to even up to a 4-on-4, but they know that players are home and Rain's peppering as well. Kirby's going to be the one to find the frags, and that's going to leave Apex and ZywOo with all the work to do. But this is a lot of space for ZywOo. This could be a ZywOo round. Look at how much room he has to work with. Brokey awares that the A site has been left, has been given up, so he's going to keep his attention to this push. And I'm not sure if Brokey will be able to hit a close combat AWPing shot if he gets the timing wrong.
Brokey is controlling and he's going to hit the shot. That's the round. That was the one loose thread. And I say that with bated breath. Olaf is staring at Apex's charge and gets clocked by the Galil. Flames could force him out. Perfect gaming from Apex into the first frag. They are paired up. Kirby and Brokey on the site. Rain from short. 30 seconds. That's another opportunity. Apex has cut them down to size. He's getting his individual 1v1s. He spotted another. Dissecting the map. He nearly has the spray, but it's a 9-6 half. And FaZe, on Vitality's pick no less, are keeping it competitive. Heading to the T side, let's see what they've got in store for us.
Potential of the FaZe stars stood up time and time again to net them a handy bag of 9. But let's get this one underway. The odds still favoring Team Vitality here from GG Bet. And Shocks, well, he's been favored in that duel until Rain with the pistol decapitates him. That's first blood drawn for FaZe, and if they pick up this pistol round, that's double digits.
That is scary if they pick this one up. They're going long. I actually really like this play, especially looking at the CT setups. They're pushing for info, but look at Olaf. He's there. Oh, I think he's maybe given up just a second too soon. Look at that. I mean, he wants to control the underpass push, and he's right to do so, but yeah, he's got 3 CTs heading towards Rain. I wonder if that P250 can do it again. Of course it can. Oh, popping heads. A couple of clicks of his mouse, micro adjustments, it doesn't matter. P250 on pistol, you can see why they gave it to Rain. And RPK immediately dashes the dreams of a clean pistol. He's managed to string together a double on the party position. They are taking and swarming the A site. Cold Zera's left to catch this rotate. Apex is working on one side. He's actually going long, so we won't need contact on Cold just yet.
Cold's worried about RPK, but Apex's position right now, these footsteps might not be heard. It looks like he's firing off on the wall, on the grass, and even a kill. There's a chance. Apex!
Very quick reactions from Kirby. Had to really stabilize, and that should be enough. RPK has arrived, though. Ooh.
He might just save this armor.
That's a shame.
He hit some good
kit.
shots, but this is such a difficult one to get back into. And he will just hold on to the Kevlar. So, look, you can see here that it's down to 93, the Kevlar. It means that he won't be able to upgrade into head armor for that cheaper price, but he might not have to upgrade it into armor whatsoever.
Have you been seeing those armor error stats thrown around for those guys? I don't know how much of it I want to kind of take. Yeah,
look, it's one of those things, right? I understand the conversation around it, and you don't necessarily need to be... If they were doing it like when they had like
5 AKs and you're always buying a helmet.
Yeah, and maybe you... look, if you're in a position, let's say you're an anchor on a bomb site and used to being harassed a lot by utility, for example, or you're used to in play positions where there's a lot of wall spam potential, could be rationale there. But all in all, those ones are arguable. I was watching something from 3 Clicks Philip about armor just the other day, trying to wrap my head around the debate itself. It's one of those. I don't want to say it's personal preference because it's obviously not, but I think there's probably arguments around it. We're going to see the force buy come out from Vitality here. Now, RPK has upgraded into an MP9. The same can be said for Masuta. Apex not with the Scout. We'll be rocking a CZ75, a Deagle for Zywoo, and Shox onto a P250. Now, if Shox can do what we just saw Rain do, then they might have a real crack at this one.
Or what Simple can do.
Yeah, well, that was a special round right there.
Of course, there are helmets for FaZe Clan. It won't be as easy as it was for Simple.
All right, well, very quick to get control of Backyard here, pushing through and taking space on the other side of the map. FaZe, they're quickly corralling up long. 3 of them, rifles in hand, having a bit of a picnic.
Yeah, Shock spots him. Drops the smoke, I imagine. Just wants to bide as much time as he can. Oh, it's a bad smoke. Bad.
Das ist nicht gut, Junge.
Ja, das ist sehr schlecht. Aber, all off. Oh, and he gets it. I'd be mad if I'm Masuta. What is that Mac 10 just done? Swinging out on me.
But they can fall back now. And this is a huge problem for Vitality. They've banked on that containment of Masuta, the fact that he's gone down, and with a minute left on the clock, FaZe don't have to commit to the A site. If they want to go back through the bathroom position,
they're going to do it again.
Through connector, they can go for a play like that.
Apex and RPK, they're like, do we have to push Monster again? I don't know. 45 seconds, and they've just hit pause on long. But yeah, there's no longer a stack, and what was previously confirmed after being spotted on the jump peak is no longer. Still no one spotted. This is really interesting. 30 seconds. They have finally jiggled wide enough.
At least.
Minimum 2. He has a flash for Shox to get more info. And he does. Peek in. Gets a lovely shot onto Kirby. Converts off Zywoo's flash. Need to see a Zywoo Deagle shot now. He's getting pressured off. Down to 34. Apex trying to lock the door behind them. But finally, the pressure is released. Here comes Apex. He's picked up a Mac 10, a scavenged SMG's not going to get him too far. And so FaZe, with 3 alive, convert and find 11. What's going on here? Yeah. I swear, our apology needs to be as loud as our disrespect was.
Oh, wow. Might have to bow down, I think, here today to FaZe Clan. If there is going to be a team who perform absolutely phenomenal when the pressure is off,
it's them.
It's going to be FaZe.
100%.
It's kind of like the stars aligning right now. And there's a really big debate around star players, the likes of Simple, the likes of Nico, when they get removed from a team, seeing how much space gets opened up for the other names. And that could be an argument here today with this FaZe roster.
Because it happened to Mouse Sports.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
When Nico left Mouse, I remember us seeing that whole roster kind of thrive.
Look, the thing is, you're going to sit there and say Nico is very good and Simple is very good, and if they make so much room for them, that could be detracting to a lot of other parts. If you just give one player every single role or position that they would like.
It's an impossible equilibrium to strike, right?
Exactly.
If you imagine the scales of the team and the star, you have to keep them balanced. You know, you can't be channeling too many resources into the risk and reward of one individual in a team game.
I think that was one of the takeaways I had when I was reading that Phil Jackson book about
that Phil Jackson. No, that's
the coach of Chicago Bulls and Lakers.
What's it called? The rings, 7 rings.
12 rings, I think it is.
12 rings?
I read it a while ago now, but when they was getting the star players, the Michael Jordans and the Kobes of the world to be more team players, right? That was one of the takeaways there. And then once they became part of a functioning system, part of a functioning unit, at that point, then you can start adding in the sprinkles of brilliance. You know, that's when you can have those amazing...
I would go kills.
Yeah, because the structure's there for everybody else. And it gives the players who maybe aren't as individually gifted an opportunity to work a little bit more cohesively within the team. But this is looking like it could be a unicorn round right here. Nobody dying on either side with the bomb going down. If you are Vitality, the best thing you can do is financial damage. See if you can get any exit frags. If you can keep this one close, winning the round should be out of the question right now. No kit, no frags, and no way back in as Apex on the flank will fall to Brokey's Mac 10. And they've left the bomb. You can see that 4 players from FaZe have all left the bomb. There's no dramas with it getting confused here, and Olaf will be guarding that.
Speak too soon.
Even if they get on it now, there's no time.
Could be an AK. That's nice SMG frags, but Shox does stop Brokey before it gets too out of hand, and finally finished off. They'll maintain. I think that's 3 rifles. I don't know if Rain's actually going to lose it to the bomb explosion. He did. So just the P250. He'll be buying himself up the AK-47. 12 to FaZe Clan on Vitality's pick, I swear.
All right, we lose this one, and then we're going to start sounding the warning bells, right? Because here's the deal. If Vitality drop this first gun round on the CT side, they're in a world of hurt. They're in a lot of trouble. The loss bonus they get in the next round is 3,400.
I consider a big if. What's the call? What have you got for us? It's cold calling, right?
Yeah, Cold's taken over. I'm sure there's a lot done by committee as well.
Yes, I have no doubt. And that's probably why they're so going to be such an interesting prospect on the T side. You know, you don't know how well this is going to work. T side, yes, they've converted nicely so far. It's going to come down to all of this by council, I guess, is by committee, as you put it, type of calling. All of those voices hold weight and have strong opinions, I'm sure.
Well, we were saying that Zaiwu, you know, he's the man to look out for in his consistency. Only 7 kills to his name right now. And this would be a perfect round for him to come alive with the AWP and get a couple.
Boost him. Brokey, are you pre-aiming it? That's the question here. Comes Zaiwu, swing, and he takes the belly out of Cold Zera. Right there as he's considering to drop the smoke, but actually they're getting away completely scar-free. And now nobody home on long. They're very dynamic here on the CT side. The French set for success as they find the opening.
They need to just not lose their cool right here, because FaZe, once they get into these mid-rounds, if they haven't found openings or space, which neither are currently in their FaZe Clan report card, then they will struggle. If they get gifted openings, there was a chance. Then that's when they can really kick it up a notch. Time now 35 seconds. Defensive utility being deployed. 3rd man now over towards the A bomb site. And this is the hit from FaZe.
Okay, well, they've got 3 CTs waiting for them, and the timing does work out for Shox. Now Olaf has to wait. The swing will come in. Zaiwu got a lot of attention drawn towards Kjaerbye. He's not going to hit this shot. That's huge from the Dane. Maybe his chance if Olaf had won that duel, but perhaps not anymore. Shox has locked them in. They have to plan Optimus. Brokey's got 3 players to find, and only a P250 to do it! Behind is Kjaerbye. He gets a double with the pistol. A sidearm. And RPK finally takes him down, but this still could be FaZe's round. This is going to be a disaster, and Kjaerbye brings the fight to him. A triple from Kjaerbye puts the 13th and breaking Vitality's morale. This could very well spiral out of control now, and it came down to a 1v1. Thank you, Brokey, though. Yes, Kjaerbye with the triple, but let's see this again. 3 players staring him down.
The P250 in the last 2 days has been an absolute animal. That $300 pistol has shredded in some rounds when it should not have done so, and Brokey now...
I thought that was like a Hail Mary play, you know. He's just like, okay, we know we need to stop that push onto the bomb site. He gets more.
But that's the individuals that we're talking about, right? Like, think about the way that those 2 frags have gone down. Normally, okay, let's say he gets 1 and traded. Then it's a 2-on-2, and then they likely lose that round in regular fashion. But Brokey pulls off an absolutely monstrous set of frags. And that was with the opening from Zaiwu over towards long. The scoreline's 13-6. It's a partial buy from Vitality.
Oh, that's such a slither gap.
They need to get themselves a miracle round now, Vitality. They need to get one back, because they've been on the receiving end of this time and time again. Zaiwu, not online, at least in buckets and spades, and this is going to be Shox peering on out. Grabs 1, harassing more with the MP9, tickling on down. Will do some damage to Kjaerbye and a little bit to Brokey, but they survive. They find the kill, and well, Olaf could be set up for success here. If the B defenders get a little bit antsy and push forward, that should be a free kill.
throw the AWP out of the map.
All right, well, no one's getting that, let me tell you. They know what they're up against. So with that MP9, maybe they assume it's more of an investment than just SMGs or pistols. I think maybe they could be up against some rifles or some scouts, and how much Vitality wanted to invest into a round like this. As we can see, it will just be Deagles, 5-7 and a CZ. Light utility, but now we do have a couple of issues. 30 seconds left. FaZe still have to make their way onto the bomb site. 3 here towards A again. This is looking good for Vitality.
It is. Rain's going to be dropping the smoke. And it's going to be a question of how much damage can ZywOo with RPK do. They're both pushing into the toilets. That nade halves his HP that he can function with. And jumping around the corner was Rain. Oh no, Olof vulnerable. 7. Kyobi's dropped the bomb. Vitality are going to win it. There's no time for all this fragging. They're going to take the round by courtesy of the clock.
Well, that one right there, FaZe looked like they were set up for success. I know that they took a little bit of damage towards Long at the start, but you wouldn't think it would slow them down that much. Just maybe a lack of direction, a lack of command in getting the bathrooms quicker. But it's about time Vitality run one of those. They have been on the receiving end of a bunch. Remember the Rain Deagle round to kick things off on the CT side, and Apex trying to fire the troops up here, and they need to get fired up. 13-7. FaZe Clan on the pick of Vitality. This is the first time we have seen them play overpass since Olof departed the squad for G2, and they're down to pistols and a couple of AK-47 spamming on through. Big damage done to Rain, but that's unconfirmed. Apex won't know exactly how much he's been able to damage him, and it's going to be a B hit quite quickly here. Smoke.
It's going fast. Very fast. They've lost Masuta. It will be Apex and RPK to defend, and oh no, only one. Apex needs more. He's unloading his mag. He's run out of health. Taken from him by Brokey. Zai was holding the cross. He will be smoked off. A wallbang? Not today. But close quarters AWPing is required. He's actually going to try and maneuver up onto the site in the smoke. Shox gets one. ZywOo over the precipice of the smoke to clutch up. He knows that Brokey's retreating. He misses the quick scope. Trying to use that, guys, and it's worked wonderfully. Olof trying to fake out in the smoke, and he's going to push him. Oh, ZywOo too smart. Far too smart. He's worked it out. Olof's missed his shots. Catches a glimpse of the shoulder. Orp versus Deagle. Olof's taking a risk here. Swings out wide, a missed shot, and Olof converts. A win. Orp. Olof v ZywOo. Best player of the world 2015 up against best player in the world 2019. And the old dog comes out on top.
Rain with another opening and another Deagle frag. Rain is having a bit of a mad one right here. He's currently sitting 6-2 as far as opening duel successes. So being involved in 8 and winning 6 of those. And you can see FaZe Clan fan reactions. I think that tells the story right there. 14-7 now. Vitality. Double AWPs. That's the answer. Famis's
often is, Chad.
RPK and oh boy. Well, there you go. They've able to pick one up. ZywOo finding another big kill. That's going to be his 3rd opening here on overpass. He's down the bottom of the scoreboard, Alex. It's normally Masuda and ZywOo who've been playing well in the last few we've watched. Those two are having a rough time here.
So you know when you told me you read Phil Jackson's book?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, Halvor's found out who I thought you were talking about. I thought you'd read Phil Collins' book.
Oh, what's he read?
I don't know. I assumed there was a book and you'd read it. It didn't make much sense. I was like, why is Chad reading that book?
Phil Collins?
Yeah, the guy that did the Drumming Monkey Cadbury advert.
Drumming Monkey? Is this another British reference that I probably wouldn't get?
In the air tonight. You know him.
Oh, he's a drummer, singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, record producer, and actor, best known for the drummer, singer of the rock band Genesis and for his solo career.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, I didn't read his book.
Well, that boost could pay off. Look at that trajectory. I wonder if that's going to draw him in. Ooh, looking for the info on the drop-off, and Shock won't find it. So back up towards toilets. It will be a 3CT, an aggressive one as that smoke fades. Apex, what do you fancy, bro? Oh, you could catch him here. Pins pulled. Works for Rain. There's no boost this time, and he's evaded the flash nicely. That'll be at least one. Oh, it's a meat grinder. RPK was the second component. He loses his life to a quick scope. Now ZywOo trying to punish, misses his shot. 2 members of FaZe, and they're getting closed in on. Masuta wants to lock him in. Olof caught from behind. Quick reactions from Brokey. Can he do it? Oh, he hunts for ZywOo. Not to be today. The game continues. Vitality post 8, and it's thanks to the close quarters and chaos caused by the positioning of Apex, partnered with RPK. That was nice.
Well, we went into that round with the question of, what are the AWPs, the double AWPs, the answer, and they were. Famus is even finding some effective frags there close up behind the smokes, and now Apex is getting fired up. Doesn't want to lose this one because what's on the line here today? Winner of this will qualify for the IEM Beijing playoffs and give themselves a week-long buffer before having to get back into the server.
You take those. We take those every day of the week. Now, RPK wants to punish any sort of Fountain Deagle play. Oh, go on. Can't control the spray. coldzera steadies his aim and stays alert. So we've got a 4v4. They're flooding into this monster from Masuta, and he could very well go down. Molly's a bit late, on off down now, and so it does look like that bomb plant's a little bit of a pipe dream. Even a nade landing in the top pocket of Brokey.
Well, they know where Cold was, and likely damage has been put down range on him. As 32 points of health, Deagle and a smoke. Sees if he can find this weapon that's fallen to the floor and do more economical damage here to Vitality, because they are backs against the wall with the 14-8 scoreline currently, likely to be 14-9. Any damage that coldzera can do here means that Vitality will have to rebuy guns. And we can see, if you take a look at the right-hand side of your screen, Apex operating with $50. RPK is going to have to rebuy next round. He's only got $450, so we'll have the round win bonus, but most likely we'll need a dropped weapon. So any kills that Cole gets here, or one of the AWPs, if he can take that away, even better. What can he find? 45 seconds. Limping on in, Shock's pistol out with the jiggle. It's been spotted, the sound cue helping as well, and now all eyes trained towards Sandbag. coldzera, he's found a frag.
Yeah, that was lovely. We've seen a couple of those moments from FaZe Clan throughout, some even converting into rounds, which is why we do sit at that 14 mark. But first map of the day, third day of IEM Beijing, and FaZe just 2 rounds away from taking this pick. And this puts us in a different stead altogether. If FaZe can manage to find another gap on the French defense,
the whole narrative changes. It's, can Vitality make Mirage a map that definitely is a home map for FaZe work?
The conversation was presented as, we'll get a third if FaZe win Mirage.
Yeah. Now we're looking at, can Vitality bring it together in the final stages of Overpass here? This should be double digits. It will just be the pistols, and Apex has kicked things off against Cold, the last survivor of the previous. Suda has a chance to go double digits as well, but those footsteps are going to be heard. Rain's been phenomenal on the pistols, but to find an entry on the Glock, that'd be something else.
Yeah.
Just be used as a lamb to the slaughter here, jumping out as a decoy. And Apex might get a nice timing on this. So you can see now that FaZe are surrounded. They don't know that that's a possibility at this stage. Creeping back through the toilets, Apex is about to see Rain. As his second kill for the round. Has 2 more on the upper side of bathrooms to find. Dinked on up, and he will fall. So that's a AUG picked up. And now, same story as last round, an opportunity to do damage here for FaZe to the economy of Vitality.
Yeah, but I don't fancy an AUG versus an AWP in that fight. If Shox was to jump for info, maybe a quick flick from Kirby. He is set up, boosted up, and there's absolutely no reason to rush this, right? Let the CTs ask questions.
Just make sure you die before the time expires. And that's the FaZe Clan side of things that I'm talking about. Want to make sure you get that cash injection, that loss bonus going into round 25. Will be the $2,400 loss bonus for them.
Did it not be in Kirby's interest to keep it?
I don't think so.
Better's just trying to get some damage. Brokey runs through the flames. That's one way to get the party started. And that's a lovely angle from Masuta. Should get all 3. Neat, tidy, buttons it up. We get our double digits for Vitality.
Okay, well, that's 3 on the trot now for Vitality. So they're finally able to bounce back with a slew of rounds. And then the double ops still remain for Shox and ZywOo. And one of the keys that double ops can be good against a team that's going to be a bit more aim-based like FaZe is if you can pick them off and put them into 3-on-5 situations in the early stages. Oh, getting fired up in the top left there. The fans loving it. But if you can get those early picks against FaZe, then it's unlikely they're going to be able to use their bodies in the same way. They can't take as many risks with picks. Round 25 underway. AK's out. No AWP for Brokey, and utility over towards A, but nobody's home. ZywOo peering on down the steps. Confirms exactly that.
One Shox. That's a tight line. See the tip of the head, and Rain dead. Drops the smoke. Early frag found again. I want to see the opening kill statistics.
Well, this is risky. Apex doesn't need to do this. They have the number advantage now. By taking a risk, if he goes down, B-bomb site will be open before the rotation gets there. But lucky for him, FaZe have thought better than pressing the issue on B.
One more info.
It's not necessary.
Doesn't feel necessary, but it's certainly going to keep the info flowing. 1 damage dealt by that nade.
Well, it went from just being Apex here to now 3. Masuta's rotated over. Shox as well after that opening, so they've repositioned very well here, Vitality.
Apex is staring at... Oh, actually, maybe Shox could be vulnerable. Oh, on the boost, Kirby babysits. That's the frag they needed. It keeps them level, evens the keel. Missed shot from Shox and a good flash. They want to pressure this. All off a little tentative. Could lead to a no-scope. Shox hits it. Tucking away. Wants another. Brokey decides the plant's more important, but that leaves Kirby vulnerable to the AWP. Bomb down. 1v2 impossible. Shox has won. And lovely round there with 3 kills total.
Yeah.
And Vitality, what has that now? That's 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row.
That's huge stuff there from Shox. You could see exactly what that did to the final players of FaZe Clan, having to have their head on a swivel, 180 degrees for those 2 jewels coming in from CT spawn and that monster tunnel. And here's the opening. So he caught just a glimpse of Rain before he peered up his little head. That no-scope was great. And then his survivability was everything. And you can hear they're feeling it now. I don't know what Shox is saying because I don't speak French, but I'm sure it's something delightful. As the timeout will be called for FaZe. And, well, they only have one another to talk this one through, but Brokey has 29 kills. When did Brokey have 29 kills? It feels, what is that? It feels like a quiet 29.
Yeah, you know, you just don't remember them, but a Guardian 30.
But 29 kills from Brokey, and we were singing his praises in the pre-match for this of just how good he has been, some of the role changes, some of the places he's been able to change on the map. And remember, when they kicked off this year, and it was Brokey, Olaf, Nico, Rain, and coldzera as the constellation with Yanko as the coach, Brokey wasn't even primary AWPing, it was Olaf. They switched the jobs around early in the year. I think it was back in January/February. And from that point onwards, FaZe started to make tactical Counter-Strike look sexy, but Olaf had to take a bit of a break, had to step on out of the limelight, and from there, the roster woes of FaZe continued just like they did in 2019.
Oh, wow, there's a real chance, but Olaf squandered it. Gets the close quarters duel he was hoping for on short, but unable to control against Apex, and Cold wants to do better. Apex retreating, though. So again, Vitality, another opening kill, and they'll continue to profit from that. Shox locks down the long solo. It's Rain. IEM could find another here. Ooh, a bit of a miss. No issues, though. Clean handling. Finished off nicely. So,
well, we did think this could be a problem for FaZe, right? Is the puzzle solving on the T side. So having somebody as an in-game leader like coldzera, he is very experienced, and he can always look to his teammates of Olaf, of Rain, Kirby as well. Played with Astralis once upon a time, 4 ways out of this hole. But it's very difficult to invent stuff on the fly, especially having players coming back in. The meta has shifted quite extensively over the last 5 months since Olaf was last playing back in May. And they're still not opting to get out that T-sided AWP for Brokey. He's rocking the AK-47 once more, and let's see if FaZe are able to brute force their way into round number 27, because Vitality 2 rounds away now from leveling things up. Zywoo with all the pressure on him over towards bathrooms. Defensively will be Shox, and Apex going on a fact-finding mission again. Very, very mobile on the CT side for information is Apex. Audible on the way out of sewer. It's likely been heard from Rain. He's actually just flashed and peeked into the sewer while Long's being taken at the same time. So FaZe are doing a good job on their default, grabbing that control. There has been a 3rd man rotating over towards the A side as well as we continue to stay on board. The FaZe clan default. Smoke from Long. That's going to obscure the vision of Shox. It looks like it will be an A hit. We have 50 seconds left. The bomb deep towards Long. Zywoo getting boosted up for another pick opportunity.
good boost. Good vision. Nothing confirmed. They might get false info off that. Here comes the util. That confirms their suspicions. Shox tucking into the toilets, headshot. Zywoo and Mizuta are on Optimus side. They got util. They're going to try and drop it to slow this down, try and segregate them. High flashes might work out. FaZe have got 20 seconds. They do need to start finding some frags here. Shox has got to pick a rock in a hard place. Oh, Rain completely caught out, and the swing comes in. Brokey does trade. Zywoo's got a gap. Needs it. Kirby's taking down his partner in crime, and as he leaves the incendiary from his palm, he loses his life. Apex on the bin. Brokey survives after the initial warning shot. Will he get away? I don't know. It's close, and coldzera's locked him down all onto RPK, who needs some precise shooting, and it's 2 of the 4 required. But FaZe do weather the storm, and it seems like just keeping enough players alive for the A take was enough.
I think a really big problem there was the fact that FaZe put the brakes on. You could see Shox in that forward position towards bathroom, wasn't greeted with anything for about 5 to 7 seconds after the initial wave of utility was thrown out from FaZe. It's likely he's calling it a fake. Nothing here, I hear no footsteps, there's no pressure, because both ZywOo and Masuda were back towards the bank and CT spawn smokes. And by doing so, they couldn't help Shox, they weren't able to deny the plan, and as soon as FaZe get to the front of sight, it just becomes a shooting gallery. So FaZe Clan with 15 now, 1 round away, and damage, well done early to Rain, but it looks like this time they're just tooling up for a relatively quick B hit.
Could be the way to finish. Heaven smoke from Brokey. Nade is going to soften up Rain, but he's moved away from it nicely. Suter. Oh, he's lost his head. Olof's got the entry frag. It's the first time we've seen FaZe feel the feed first. Brown on blue, and it gets better. Kirby into RPK. Only 3 now. Okay, ZywOo, you need to do something because the bomb's already going down. Olof's jumped into the jaws and Apex gets all 3! 3 of them! FaZe gonna have to dig themselves out of this hole. Apex on for the ace clutch. It is just Shox alongside for the ride. Brokey to clutch. He knows that door needs to open and he's got the frag necessary. Vitality saved by their leader.
Whoa, Apex is going to be fired up after that one. That was huge. Much needed. After losing the 2 entries on that B side, that was all but done. I cannot believe he stood and delivered 4 massive kills.
One more time.
Let's catch it again.
For those of you at the back, he holds his nerve. The transfer's lovely. Kirby a little late to the party and Cold trying to punish. Meets the same fate. What a play.
And he's just given it a bit of a deep breath there. The exhale from Apex says it all. I thought he was going to be fired up shouting from the rooftops, but they've got work to do.
That was for survival, bro.
2 more rounds.
Just survival. That wasn't the win. He'll get fired up when it's OT, when he can take just a moment's breath, but he's been staring down the barrel of 15 and he manages to overcome a huge, monumental 2 early frags from FaZe.
Well, they've won 6 of the last 7 here, Vitality, and they're going to need to win 8 to take us to OT. RPK taking some risks there. Actually face first in the smoke. Spam could have been a problem, but it's the B hit again. They found 2 entries. Why not give it another crack? Here they go.
Oh, what a reaction. Olof's done it again. It's like a same round. This time, Apex doesn't get the multi-kill. Maybe Shox can. Not anymore. Denied by the Norwegian. ZywOo presented a 1v3 to save his team. This is his first and reveals his location. No one's hunting him, and now they are over the edge of the smoke. He actually legs Kirby, but it's not enough, and FaZe have done it. Taking overpass. Vitality's pick against them. Nothing to lose and everything to gain. That would, of course, give them a full guaranteed ticket to the Global Challenge as well, which for some teams is better than others. Let's not forget, if you haven't got the points, getting that direct invite's the only way to that $500,000 8-team tournament at the end of the year. ZywOo's hiding under dark. RPK to bait him in. Needs to be shooting now. Hasn't hit anything, but ZywOo has. Okay. What great tracking and just drawing the fire again, setting him up for success, but Olof's taken down ZywOo. RPK still on CT. That P250 from Olof could do more work. Cold's got one too. And pressure applied. Jungle is denied. Olof has the bomb though. Oh, he spotted RPK. He'll plant safe just as that smoke starts to fade. An all contest. 2 coming in from jungle side and 2 from CT. Apex jumps out the window. That's a lot of control for Kirby. He'll be happy with that. They're trying to retake it. Oh, okay. This is getting a bit intense. Kirby's got 2 targets. Finally does manage to solve the mystery and tucks in, knowing that the hunt will be on.
Smoke on the bomb now.
Good point. Need to go defuse on, and he just gives him the fight. Now very awkward in round 1, just like that. It came down to those 3 duels, and all 3 won cleanly by Vitality.
Yeah, good start for the much-needed pistol round here. More importantly, they need to hold on to this, because the pistol round that they won on Overpass immediately bounced back from FaZe with some Deagle magic of Rain. Let's see if it's a different story here on map number 2. With that bomb going down, FaZe have a couple of questions to ask. And I was going to say, what type of buy are they going to opt for? Are they going to drop AKs? Well, they're going to drop a couple of AKs and buy into some Galils. You can see Kirby, he's purchased head armor and a Galil with a smoke. AK from Cold dropped towards Rain. We're getting a scout on the floor. This is going to look like a very good buy round here from FaZe Clan just in round number 2, even after losing that pistol. Cold Zero with a Deagle, no armor. Everybody else looking pretty. Towards middle they go. So just the bodies to force back the players from window and connector, and they've done exactly that. Quick little note here about Vitality rocking the standard 5. No Nevera showing his face here today, and he will not on Nuke either. So won't be any substitutions from Vitality unless they mix things up from their previous outings. And that's if we get to the third. They've been put on notice. They know they're dealing with a buy. Apex will throw another smoke over towards Connector, and that will slow this mid-control default from FaZe Clan down. You can see that Rain's reconsidering throwing that smoke as forward pushes Masuta on an aggressive mission, and Olaf gets the tag. He can even get on out, but Olaf wants to chase the frag. He wants to find the kill.
Didn't get it. That looked like it was bang on, and Broky's forced forward. Masuta will retreat. Oh, it's a hard shot to hit.
He knows there's one more.
And he knows there's one more because of the scout tag. Masuta forced to drop his smoke. Well, that's definitely going to get the CTs a little antsy. That's put ZywOo deep into B. And that was just the early adventures. They've got a move towards mid, a move towards A, and oh, good timing. But Apex actually gets dinked for that. What was that from?
So many problems.
Like
that was the Galil, yeah. So Kirby's aim on point. That AK would have been a headshot.
And he's found ZywOo. Dude, he is definitely feeling much better in that FaZe Clan jersey after some rejigging of their positions. Brokey beheads Apex. RPK is on that ramp, and Rain's jiggle, his bald head gleaming in the sunlight. There's more where that came from. Oh, what a massacre from RPK. Just wins the round on his own. All three of them coming for him. He got the first. Segregates the rest. 6-0 to start off this Mirage.
Well, that round did get dicey, but the tank bails them out in a big way. The bomb just getting dropped in an awkward position there over towards Tetris. Almost was enough in itself, but look at that, lining up for him. And Apex, he knows how important that one is. Firing the boys up out of his chair, yelling down the mic. I'm sure they heard that one.
Really can't be affording to lose when FaZe are in this form to those Deagle, those second rounds, those second round forces. They're so capable, and you saw another evidence right there. It was RPK that just dug them out of misery.
Well, this one here, Vitality need to get cleanly, because you can see at this point they've opted in for 2 MP9s as well as the 3 rifles. But if they're unable to build a bank, FaZe can stay even more threatening in future rounds. Brokey has enough cash going forward to get the AWP. And
he's going to get flashed, isn't he? Is that what I was asking for?
If he just plays off of Apex's contact, he can swing and mop them up as they come out, but it will be a flash coming. They want information. ZywOo forward, sees 1, 2, and a third, and makes it all work. The magic from ZywOo here, 4 clean kills towards the top of middle, and that's going to be the third round on the board for Vitality. And ZywOo, let's be honest, we said in the pregame, you know, he's been a consistent factor, at least in terms of being a top performer for Vitality. He wasn't on Overpass. He didn't show up, and that was Vitality's map choice. He needs to on Mirage. He needs to keep them alive in this series.
Yeah, 100%. They can't have a black mark next to his name in a series that's clearly this highly contested and competitive. So a T-side up for Brokey. I always do like seeing how it's plied on Mirage. You've got a load of options, a plethora of different ways you can take it. But here is Rain trying to play around Molly, hoping to exploit any deep space. Look, a space taken by ZywOo, though. He's just charged a Cold Zera, and they swing on him. 2 players. And there's a lovely upgrade for ZywOo. He'll take an AK for an MP9, but Brokey's just entry fragged B. And there's only one more there, rotating in from Kitchen. He was pre-firing the angle, pre-aiming rather. Apex has managed to get into the site. They're panicking, rotating hard as they can, and Brokey does catch the rotator. He wasn't expecting Apex into the site though, and this is huge stuff from the Frenchman. Triple kill on the defense. This is scrimmy as hell. And now puts 1 man left on a mission. Mr. Rain up mid. He knows the rotate's likely to be heavy B, and so he tries to worm his way up through mid into A. ZywOo doesn't have the info. Drops the smoke, drops the incendiary, and does get the bomb down. Now, where do you go? What's the after-plan dream here?
I would love to see him go ramp around the world, just take a massive risk. He's got time to do it.
That could be cool.
And he's actually running for it. This is an insane play. If he actually goes for this, they're not going to expect him to opt for this in a 1-on-3 scenario. This is one of the riskiest plays that you can go for. If they get straight to the bomb, if they use their smokes, they would have already defused by now. But Rain taking his liberty. He's got a freebie right here. He doesn't even have to shoot straight away.
Wait. Yeah. He goes for it. He has a flash. Throws it for the peak. The bomb is planted for him. Doesn't need to give him the fight, but shocks adjust so perfectly. They even missed their smoke. Look at that.
It was a world. If
missed their smoke, if only. That could have been so cool. Very valiant attempt from Rain.
I would love to have seen his POV as he runs around the corner at top mid there, because you see him coming around, knife out. It's like, wait, what?
You see the way Brokey played B, though? Like, that's the first time I've watched an AWP. First man in on B, and I'm not mad. Like, I'm like, legit. The way he played that looked good. Holding the cross, the only threat was someone pushing in on that kitchen door. If he had someone with him to hold that cross to the site, damn, son.
It was a good attempt there from Rain to make a meal of, well, not make a meal, have a meal of that 1-on-3.
Oopsie, slipped out of the window. That's no fun for ZywOo. He's going to have to recover from that. He was trying to do the strafe, and now they're committing middle. This is uncomfortable for the French AWPer, and it's lost his life. A very rare mistake has given FaZe an opening kill.
Okay, so 4-on-5 now, and, well, mid-territory might be granted here, as it is just Apex over towards window. Flash and a Molotov to work with, and that's not going to be enough. He can get bullied out, he can get pushed out of position, and a Molotov's going to hold him at bay for information. We've got 2 towards A, 1 towards B, the lone man of Masuta. Mid-control smokes now, 1 towards window, 1 deep connector, as this is very standard play. Apex well awares, wants to hold Rain's controller connector at bay for a couple more seconds, but he will be able to clear that out, flashes through. And now it's just where do FaZe want to group up and execute on, because they have this number advantage. Oh, they had this number advantage. Masuta taking space. This is good info.
I lost holding it. Oh, but he adjusts and actually catches him. Won't be able to escape scar-free. And Kirby, will he check his right? He will, but Apex much quicker to the adjustment. This is when things get interesting. Apex has 2 players advancing towards his location. He's already gone for a fight. Rain wins it. Now advantage FaZe. RPK rotates in. Shock's a bit late to the party from Connector, but still, just as the smoke blooms, and another for the French. Brokey has to overcome it all now. Despite FaZe having an advantage, Vitality keep pulling these rounds out of their hat. Another clutch scenario presented. Rain failed. Can Brokey do one better? They're both coming from kitchen. He may not be anticipating this. And now, unfortunately, RPK's on the hunt. Oh, he's found Shocks. And there's one close. Brokey saves FaZe Clan. 7 for him. Triple kill in the round. That is the first on the board for FaZe's map pick. They needed that.
That's put the money situation of Vitality into question here. I think Masuta did a great job finding the first, but going down, and then Brokey here able to mop up a 1-on-2 situation. That form from Overpass continuing here, and the Latvian, he's continuing to show why he's one of the pickups of the year. I think when you think about him, Mantu, they're names who were brought on in, I think it was late last year. They're some of the biggest revelations we've had in Counter-Strike. Yakinda's another name that we've seen in recent times who's looking hot to trot. Well, ZywOo, he wants to be hot on Mirage. He's going to find the opening onto Rain. And that's going to put Vitality back in the driver's seat. Great grenade there, all the way through to the jungle position. So Apex
just
like,
click instinctively.
Hello?
Yeah, what was that?
Okay, well, FaZe, they do have utility. It looks like they want to be trying to maybe sell something over towards B. Olaf with the UMP is going to be clearing out towards the kitchen position. There isn't any aggression from Masuta in round number 6. But look how many players from Vitality are close towards middle. They're all moving. They've all got ants in their pants, and the flash over towards mid. They want to clear this as a unit. They've called it clear. Connector peak, short peak, window peak, nobody's home, and now with smoke. So all that information they thought they just had is completely taken back, and they need to rotate to help Masuta. You can see Shocks. He's getting over here as quick as you like. Has to be the B finish, though. 45 seconds left. They have Molotovs. Only 1 smoke to work with and a flash. It's going to come down to hitting their shots and trading efficiently. FaZe can't have a tricky set piece up their sleeve. We'll just have to be that brute force.
30 seconds. Molly will force Shocks. The double Molly, really can't ignore that. Tucking in. Oh, and he's lost his life before Masuta could do anything. Needs more. That's a good and important frag. Enables Apex into the side. Dink into Cold Zera. May not be enough if Brokey can get the final shot. 30 HP for Apex. He has been hunted down. It falls to 2 men, RPK and ZywOo, and already making their presence known in the kill feed, looking for the 1v3. RPK, I certainly wouldn't write him out. He's even got a HE, he could dunk him. Brokey's low on bench, finishes him off, and the swing comes in. It wasn't far off, he dinks him. RPK, a headshot exchange, his weapon just not quite as good. M4 v AK, Kirby saves FaZe.
Boy, the back-to-back clutches.
Yeah, but just by the skin of their bloody teeth.
Yeah, they haven't been easy. They've had to work for them, FaZe. And it came down to trading efficiently. They did exactly that. They took the space well and played off of each other perfectly. And Kirby with the shaky aim, you can see the giggle right there, knows that he got away with one.
Yeah.
And it will be the save. So just the pistols out now for Vitality moving into round number 7. It was feeling so good in the early stages. These clutches will be frustrating for Vitality to lose. Down to the finest of margins. Rush, you want to come to a round, mate. How you feeling?
Hello?
Have you been stretching your vocal cords?
A little bit. I was doing the little warm-up exercise. We go, oh, exactly, yes. I don't know what you call that, but I believe my throat is very loosened.
Is it now?
Yeah, so anyway, looks like a beast stat coming in here from the CT side. A little boosty going on. MC taken away, by the way. And it's USPs, you know, what, you got a couple of three P250s, I believe. So we've seen a lot of crazy stuff with the P250s. It requires a lot of them. But usually there's players without the head armor in most of those clips. So looks like the T's have fully bought the head armor. Very wise decision. And they're pushing onto RPK here. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, he does get one, though. He's not going to get any more. It was close. Could have got all 5, I believed. RPK is a tank. You put him in a spot, he'll kill everyone, but not that time at least. So, but anyway, all the CTs coming through CT. They want to do a waterfall effect here. Which T is going to get the kills? It's always the hardest thing to figure out as an observer, but 7, number 7 is going huge. Gets 2, Coulter gets 1, Coulter gets another one. It's very hard to speak.
Oh, does it?
I agree.
I don't know how you guys do it, if I'm going to be honest.
Alex and I wanted to ask a question.
Sure.
So the eSport Awards voting is closing tonight. We wanted to know if you voted for us.
Do we have your vote?
I actually tried to vote today, believe it or not.
And?
It was very difficult on my mobile telephone device, so I'm going to try when I get home on the PC. But today is the cutoff day, right?
Gosh, I want you to have voted before we leave today.
And while we're doing sellout stuff, follow my Instagram.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Machine.gg. I take pictures of buildings and my face. Those are the 2 things you can look forward to on Machine.gg on Instagram. That's my promotion done. GG.bet is the other thing I'm supposed to say, and they are ready to get round 8 underway. Bit of a mid-stack. They've got 2 connector, 2 up towards ladder room and window, so Kirby's got his work cut out for him as the smoke fades. I don't fancy his chances on the Zywoo Shock's double peak, but it's not coming just yet.
I like this entry pack, though. The fact that you've got Rain here with Kirby means that they can work in tandem in roles that they've been comfortable with, and Brokey, the AWP, that's the perfect constellation. You get Cold, you get Olaf, the experienced members on the extremities, able to call out the utility, make some plays on their own accord. It's a good default spread here from FaZe. Look how many players are around middle. Yeah. All 5 members of Vitality here.
It's crazy, and look how much space Kirby's managed to get. No way, and now Shox is getting flanked. Kirby gets moved. Oh my god, they're gonna ruin them. Fortunately, Shox saves himself, admittedly, for a heavy cost. He's down to 19, but that could have been even worse. Despite all that presence, Chad, FaZe managed to worm their way into some favorable fights. And a grouping A.
If they trade efficiently here, it's an
if, though. Because Apex, very sharp. He only gets the 1, and RPK's spray does knock coldzera off his perch.
Oh,
careful. Makes Shox even lower now, and he's so lucky. He'd have burnt straight away. 1 tick of that flame, he'd have died, but they extinguish it before it even starts to burn. Shox just trying to capture timing through the smoke. Brokey staring at him. I think he got the info. And so now Shox is get handed a very, very unfavorable scenario. I think he's going to Scarpa.
It's the right call, but that's the 4th round on the board for FaZe. And look, Vitality, they really want to stop this mid-default, and putting so many bodies on the line, it is difficult for FaZe to go, oh, well, we know that A ramp's clear and we know that B apps is clear. You don't know, right? You don't know that Vitality are taking that risk. But in doing so, Vitality need to make sure they're trading in their favor, and that wasn't the case. Not only did they lose multiple members, Shox was put down low, almost copped too many bullets from RPK, and that's going to be FaZe starting to get underway here on Mirage. Remember, this is their map pick. This is the map where, if you want to talk about individualism in mid-rounds, this is clearly in the top 2 of maps where you can just see players with experience take on over, and the FaZe fans on the FaZe, the fan cams are having a great time. You can see a couple of FaZe jerseys and pads, and quite the cult following for the International Super Squad, as it's 4 rounds on the trot here. Timeout taken from Vitality as they need to discuss their options.
It's a backwards F and the C. FaZe clan. I get it.
It's backwards F and the C.
It's FC, backwards F, C. I always just thought that it was a funky. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
I thought it was just a funky F with a weird.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying there.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a backwards F and a C. FaZe clan.
Okay.
Well, it took me a long time.
It's clicked. That either.
It's clicked.
Okay. Well, we're learning something here today.
The problem is their C looks like a bigger F. That's the issue.
It does, because of the little pointy thing at the bottom.
But then it wouldn't look right. Oh, God. Graphic design is weird, and
it's quite an iconic logo, I guess.
It certainly is. I wouldn't F with it.
Okay, well, Shox has the big gun and everybody else has little guns. But these little guns, they seem to pack a bit of a punch as they've actually taken territory with them. Over towards ramp, taking a little bit of a risk, and a B-side stack from the likes of Masuta, RP, Zywoo, and Shox. And Shox is just going to play in limbo here. So if information can get called out from the A defenders or the B defenders, he could be in the right place, the right time, and hopefully get a couple of kills. But FaZe put the brakes on.
Something that Chan would previously highlight is that this vent isn't broken. The reason that Shox is floating like this is that he now has the sound cue provided for that flank. So he can be a bit more flexible. He doesn't have to break that vent, and he can support either site with a little more of a sound cue for that B flank. So, as he continues to float, every step they take is in pursuit of info. FaZe have given them nothing. Now the smokes bloom.
It is dead silent out there. This is the first sound cue that Vitality have had to operate with, and it's obscuring vision. So still not a lot of information being netted here from Vitality. They might get sandwiched over towards the A ramp position. Another smoke for Connector. That one's actually going to land jungle. Flashes as well.
This is really regimented. I like it.
Procedural.
Yeah. Just making sure they're not going to fall foul to any funny business. He doesn't check his sandwich, and Rain nearly drops his mouse off his mouse pad, I think, but he gets the frag all the same. And so it looks good now for the FaZe clan conversion. Bomb down thanks to Olof and rotating in. Don't forget, Shox does have the AK-47, so any damage inflicted likely comes from him on this retake. He does have a kit and everything he needs, but doesn't have the teammates required for a 1v4 retake. Oh, bye, Rain.
A bit more damage here, but it's hard to see them winning a round even with the defuse kit on Shox. You can see they're waiting for his moment to strike, but just holding them at bay with a couple of bullets. Olof said, no, you're not coming up, Masuda. You won't be pushing on in, and there'll be no economical damage done as FaZe are looking to pick up. Okay, we get the kill. Brokey silences Masuda, and that's going to be the first time for FaZe taking the lead on Mirage. 5-4 in their favor now. Bomb goes off.
Well, it's good to see them stabilizing, because let's not forget this started 4-0. We've just seen 5 in response from FaZe.
That's one of the most awkward duels when it's on the vertical there, especially as you're dropping down.
Yep.
So course correction there from Rain could have gone wrong because RPK had picked up a frag as well. And Shox, the man on your screen right here, does save the AK, does hold on to the defuse kit, so he doesn't have to reinvest in a big way, but will actually opt for the AWP. He's dropped the AK over towards Apex. Vitality are fully kitted up, and the double AWPs was the answer over on Overpass. Once that came out for the CT side of Vitality, we started seeing them post a few more, but let's see if they can get the same done. Bottle to the face, and Zywoo misses a sitter.
Yeah, that should have been Olof dead, and now the spray comes in and he gets his revenge. Punishes Zywoo's hunt. Shock's not going to make the same mistake, though. Does manage to shut down the Norwegian. There's more where that came from. Cold Zeracore jumping, finally silenced Kirby Trades. Now dropping a CT smoke CT. Interesting. Did not stutter. Now, where does that bomb come through? Kirby's got it ramp side. Olof's working connector, and into the site comes Apex. He wants that AWPer, and I don't know if Brokey's anticipating this. He still thinks about CT. Yeah, he does adjust in time. Shox wants to trade, and over the lip of the smoke, Brokey has scoured away, and he doesn't catch the cross. Olof has got behind enemy lines.
Olof's in a perfect position now. FaZe still have a minute left on the clock, and they don't actually have to put their foot on the gas. Olof's found Masuda. They know where Zywoo was. B is open. The rotation can come in, and Shox, what do you do?
Nothing. I mean, even the fact that Brokey's got him locked, he can't cross connector. He's just completely and totally trapped on the wrong bomb site.
Yeah, Olof has CT. There's no rotations whatsoever.
Brokey's even hunting him. Oh, man. If you get right eye peek, just AWP clearing dark. It doesn't look like it's going to be the case. Shock's actually down USP out as he tries to retreat, and wow. Bests Brokey, puts his AWP on the floor and forces the rebuy. It's not ideal for FaZe Clan at all.
Olof is very close already, and you can see right now Kirby's pushing around towards T-spawn, so they want to take this AWP away. Olof going to make it up the ladder, and I don't think Shox is going to see him whatsoever. This should just be a free kill. Olof's had so much impact in this round.
Sketchy, does get it.
I've just taken a look at Overpass and the head-to-head between Olof and Zywoo, or Olof's head-to-head in general. Now, he copped a beatdown from the likes of Shox and Apex. They were getting the better of him. It was pretty close in the duels between him and RPK, as well as Masuta. But one of the standouts was the fact that Olof got the better of Zywoo. Zywoo did not kill Olof a single time on Overpass, and Olof killed him 3 times. And here, we've already seen the likes of Olof dealing with Zywoo. And if you bring Olof in and he's keeping Zywoo quiet or making sure his impact is negligible at best, well, that's job done.
Accomplished, bro.
I wanted to go back right now and just check and see how many times in this game we've seen Olof onto ZywOo in the kill feed, because it might just be a bit of an anomaly.
Good question. Now, Vitality have been on a 6-round drought. They started Mirage, very strong, very competitive, FaZe's pick, but FaZe definitely have seemed to find a groove. Double flash. Kirby vulnerable to ZywOo's peak. I wonder if he's going to do that drop. There's always something. There's always something. It really does seem like FaZe are keeping it simple, but keeping it very tight. There is no gaps in their smokes. The smokes are consistent. The default... Oh, is it FaZe? I can't believe Apex gets away with that. There was 3 bodies staring at him. Molly will force Shox to cross back, and it cost him his life. Down, burns down. Rain finds ZywOo. Look at the frags coming in. It's all FaZe Clan, finally. Something for the Vitality squad, and it comes in the form of Apex, but Olof's taking space. A huge amount of it. Masuta's the only one in to be.
Did you hear it?
Oh, dear. B's open. And Olof knows it. Kirby's even locked down the rotate. They're going to take another round here. Mirage T side. FaZe are playing a dangerous game, and it's working.
There's a chance, but I think the Vitality should save. You know the bomb's going to go down any second right now. You've only got that Molotov. There's no kit currently picked up to go into this retake, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Back in towards Palace. Vitality want to hide, and this is 7 on the board for FaZe. Like, you can see what the game plan is from Vitality quite clearly. They want to fight for mid control when FaZe are going for it, but FaZe are just postured, and their aim stars are hitting the shots. They're taking the space, and they're cutting off rotations. So by losing middle, Vitality are not only giving up kills and putting themselves in a number disadvantage, they're also losing their avenue to get back into the rounds. And this has happened several times. So at this point, Vitality have a few options. One of which, go aggressive on the extremities of the map and try and take out the stragglers, the likes of Cold Zero and Olof towards Palace and towards B Absolute. Or go aggressive mid with a mid control. Throw that top mid smoke, get the Molotov behind the mid drop box, smoke off towards underpass. Yeah. Take a fight, change the pace a bit, because FaZe look very comfortable at this stage of the game. We're about to go into round number 12.
You're giving them what they're hoping for at this point. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So just give them something, give them the opposite.
So if you know that they're going to take mid round after round, right, like this, and you want to go for this type of coordinated attack, maybe have a couple more set nades or a couple more maneuvers that is not just bodies, because that's what we're seeing right now. It's just let's pick and fight and hope we can win. But Vitality will opt just for the partial behind these.
This should be FaZe winning the half, dude. This is 8.
Unless there's a miracle round coming through. ZywOo does have the Deagle.
I mean, yes, absolutely. Not out of the realms of possibility, but 3 unarmed...
Yeah, I'm with you.
Unarmored. That's a tough one.
I'm feeling it.
Unarmored opponents. There we go. There's 3 of them.
I'm trying to think. There's a word that I really struggle with. I've forgotten now. I've blanked it out of my memory.
Sorry?
I'm bad at that one. Yeah.
That was mean. We are working on our 1-3-1, 3 middle, using those same smokes we were talking about, consistent and frustrating. You can see great lineups and working as it does force out the defensive utility from Apex, wants to stop the walk up on that connector smoke. But the beauty of the timings are that you've got another 5 or so seconds before that smoke fades, so we can still take that info, take that space. And he's up. Now this duel favors Rain by a large margin. He'll be able to see Shox's thigh. Oh, they push for him, and he's going to get them both. Lovely handling of the situation. There is an armored member there, though. That's RPK. He's on hot pursuit. In the meantime, though, they weren't ready for the boost, and now Olof has gone down, but it doesn't stop FaZe finding the round. It's 8 in a row from FaZe Clan. They are in hot pursuit of a 2-0 here against the world number 2.
They're doing some complexity cosplay from yesterday.
Right?
2 more and it'll be 10 on the trot, and that's what we saw come out in spectacular fashion against Fnatic. Now, keep in mind, I mentioned Fnatic, I mentioned Complexity. Well, coming up next is Complexity taking on Na'Vi. And if this is a 2-0, get your popcorn, get your snacks. You could even go for a little bit of a break, have a matchmaking game before you're getting that one underway. That one will be coming at 6:30 p.m. local time this evening. That's CET.
Na'Vi Cole.
It's going to be a big one. I've got the couch ready. I made sure I cleaned the room before I left today. I don't need to do any messing about.
Yeah, I think I'll definitely kind of kick back and pop that one on. I'm thinking about what I've kind of run out of takeaway options, Chad. I've spent so much time in this one place.
Yeah,
I've tried it all.
You walk up to Thai Imbus.
I could do the Thai again, actually. I do love a little green curry.
Or you go down to the Hot Barn Off. You can get yourself there's quite a few options there. I go to there's a place that does a bit of a stir fry jobby.
That does sound better.
And it gets me out of the house.
Now we have got a full weapon round from either side. And here's the mix-up. There's a big mix-up. And Kyobi's going to get tested. Oh, he actually gets 1 for 1. And Shox actually pays quite the brutal price for it too. I wonder if Rain can catch Shox on the retreat. The flash was to try and help him. Oh, nice escape. You can see the game plan and the support from Shox's teammates to enable him to get out of there.
Yeah, you had to be very careful as Rain right there, because if he had over-peaked and he goes down as well, then they've given away what does favor the Ts right now, a 4-on-4. And the reason we say that is the CTs get strung out a little bit. There's lots of choke points to watch, and at this point, they have to make a bit of a gamble, a bit of a read.
Also, for anyone, perhaps a newer viewer, they don't know the damage. You may not be able to report that he's 30 HP, and so Rain less confident in that peak than perhaps he would have been had he known.
Oh, this could have been heard. And it's been spotted. Olaf gets a freebie. RPK trying to take some space and find some info. He's going to fall, and now it's a 3-on-4 situation. Pressure towards B. Bomb coming in, and Olaf, he's found another. Shox has
his
gone
flash?
down.
I think it might have been. No flash assist. It was a perfect dance. No one able to pull the trigger. I don't think that was really to be
Safe
disputed,
again.
and they'll be forced to save. This is 9 consecutive T rounds, and B being the focus.
Now, this is the change, though, from FaZe. They can hunt, they can chase. Look at the money right now on the FaZe clan side. You've got everybody there with 6K plus. At this point, well, besides Rain, everybody -1. At this point, if you're FaZe, get a move on. Start looking for these 2 remaining members, Apex and ZywOo. Try and take away their saved weapons, because 3,400 is the max loss bonus round after round. It doesn't net the CTs a full buy. And you can see, having a little bit of a look, having a bit of a sniff around will be Rain through connector, his usual haunt. Clearing out spawn is Olaf right now. And just containing, making sure he doesn't give away AWP will be Brokey. I'm not sure they're going to get there in time. Up the ladder quick they go. Bomb goes off. Footsteps going to be harder to hear. Shots, that's easy to hear, as ZywOo will take down Rain, and eventually Vitality will save those guns, but it did get dicey for a moment or two there, and this is Olaf just catching the legs of RPK as the smoke fades, and there's the second. Great work from Olaf. And frustration now for Vitality. They will drop down to the lower bracket here if they do concede this map. They're not out of the tournament. They did pick up a big victory just the other day against Spirit in 2-0 fashion, and FaZe to get to this point, beating OG again. That was a rematch of the IEM New York Grand Final, but do Vitality have anything in the tank? Can they post another round? It was 4 at the start. That's not a way you want to be moving into the second half, 11-4 down. No,
absolutely not. It's almost impossible to reset your mental state when all of that 11 rounds was accrued in quick successive fashion. Rain still sticking around. Same rinse repeat from FaZe's start. Cold lurking on the Palace. Olaf keeping that B apps under lock. And oh, it's a big peak. Rain actually gets it off the back of Kirby's flash, and he gets away. Apex, how has he gotten that spray control down? But it cost him another teammate in the process as he was extended. RPK caught in transition. This is all FaZe clan, baby. Look at this. A round, a very convincing, one of the most of the half so far. It's going to put double digits on the board for FaZe. This is their map, and they are dominating.
This is real trouble for Vitality here. I think they're shell-shocked after map number 1.
Yeah. I mean, in the same way we were kind of counting on Mirage being FaZe's swan song, you know? That was going to take them to the 3rd.
Well, I don't think that FaZe are taking too many crazy risks in the way that it's painted necessarily from having nothing to lose. Like, they're not just scrimming around, right? This T side has looked clean. They've gone for their mid control round after round, and they've been able to win against Vitality's response, which is try and throw bodies at middle and trade out efficiently, but it's not working whatsoever. And I wanted to see more from ZywOo. 8 kills to his name. Unfortunately, not finding enough impact here today, and Olaf hunting to see if he can take away this final weapon. Masutsa just with a FAMAS. He goes down any second now. The vice grip closing. He's trying to get away. It's stuck over towards Kitchen. Has heard the footsteps. He will not fall, and might even get the AK upgrade. Cold says no. 10 on the board now as the final round of play about to commence. Everybody on Vitality has enough to buy other than Shox. He has 3,400. Might need to buy himself an SMG or a FAMAS. Suboptimal at best. And there's Cold Zero cracking open the site and finishing things off. FaZe clan, if they close this up in 2, those smiles might continue for a little bit more, as previously mentioned.
Yeah, man.
They're through to the playoffs with this victory.
I mean, at what point do we start, stop passing this off as as just a little spike, a temporary spike that we can forget about? Okay, Brokey's getting pushed, and it doesn't matter. Vitality tried to mix it up. They threw bodies into Palace, and it's been met by force. A 3v5 established in the opening 20 seconds.
And FaZe aren't rushing into it either. Look at them. They've just stopped all across the map, watching an underpass push, watching the mid push. They've got B apps under control, A ramp, and Palace. All 5 points of aggression for Vitality have been taken away and negated here. As Rain, this is a cheeky maneuver. Up and over the box. Tried to use the smoke to go for a peek, but he will fall, and ZywOo eventually strikes. This is still losable.
It is. I think it kind of hinges on Apex here. Now, if he gets the bomb, if he wins this duel on cold, this round gets very difficult for FaZe. And he is in a position to do just that. Just like that, the bomb is spotted, and Olof has to turn tail. Kirby partnering up with him. This is going to have to be a mid-round call now. Everything gets a bit more sketchy. Bomb recovered, 45 seconds. You can see Apex is confirmed to have left that bomb for retrieval. No resistance there. Oh, Masuuta's opted to push up. If he drops his smoke, I'm loving it. Drop your... He's pushed. Kirby very loud, and Masuuta can punish. Now is a prime opportunity. B-Apps is going to be smoked off, locked off. Masuuta's going to get his fights he hoped for. Oh, and Olof does live. Admittedly, with only 1 HP, I don't think he'll be able to survive that cross. But it is enough for Brokey to be baited in. And a 1v1 established. Both of the AWPers, both of the stars of their respective shows. AWP 1v1, folks. It doesn't matter about the HP. It's about that bullet. Brokey trying to visualize the center of his screen, the dot invisible to him, but he's got it in his head. Ready for the quick scope. Oh, he could be vulnerable to ZywOo's peak. He can't adjust in time. Saved by the ZywOo, but it's only the 5th. A small consolation. The first 4 were in the first 4 rounds of play, and 5 is found in the 15th. FaZe Clan 10, Vitality 5. Take a quick break, back with your second half. Mirage continues in just 2 minutes. Big one. In pursuit of the days off and the playoffs of IEM Beijing. And up ramp they come. Doubling up in dark. Yeah, it's quite the stack. And well, ZywOo's P250 is as much more precise than Brokey's USP. And a flurry of frags favors the French. Only Olof, he does have the kill.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's huge.
Oh,
He's
no.
actually stopped the plan. coldzera's shot has genuinely given them a new chance. A 2 versus 4, but they're peppering away. No shots hitting, but Colds has found another. Makes it a winnable 1v2. No armor. Body shots will hurt. Needs Apex. Can't punish the jiggle just yet. Oh, it's too much now. Runs out of bullets in health. And Vitality, unnecessary pistol provided by Apex. And ZywOo's double kill. Him just driving by late out of that ramp position gives him their first.
Yeah, and you could see there, Brokey, he didn't want to go down, but he probably had to allow that stack to actually come into true fruition. So Vitality, all eyes drawn to the shadow, and multiple frags coming in as the trap that FaZe had laid gets unraveled very quickly, but they will bounce back with a force buy. If Vitality convert this, that's both pistols and both conversions. That should be enough to win a map. Oh, Brokey takes a spot, doesn't take a shot, and he'll be forced away as multiple smokes into the mid window. Damage done to Kirby, and it looks like a fast B split.
He's going to find the first ZywOo bounding into the side. Oh, no issues at all. What force buy, he says. Brokey has managed to peg one, and maybe, yep, ZywOo's going to get dunked on. That's the bomb plant denial, but it does look like he's retreating anyway. Just making things slightly more costly with a nice dunk on his scout shot.
Another tough one to get back into here. We were talking about the same situation for Vitality when FaZe were taking middle and then being able to split onto a site by denying rotations. Same situation here as FaZe have lost B early, nobody on the site, no real damage done. And with only these force-board and Deagles and Scout, it's probably better to bring them in and fight another day, see if you can get luckier with a slower pace from Vitality in round 18. Scoreline will quickly trickle on up to 10-7 in favor of FaZe. But how long can they hold on to and maintain this lead? The T side was great. It was very procedural. And 17 for Brokey so far. Managed a massive bag of kills over there on Overpass with that upset on map number 1. Much more is going to be asked of him here on map number 2. You can see just the jumping Mac 10 making ZywOo a harder target, and the pace there from Vitality, I don't think that was expected. Nice bit of bowling there. Puts top spin on that one, did Brokey. And we can see coldzera has a P250. Olof maybe just will be rocking the USP. You've got the carried across Deagles, and the smokes remain. So let's see how they're applied going into the next round of play. Round number 18 is kicked on off, and back towards middle. Vitality go once again.
FaZe will be joining them.
Oh, Olof's dead.
He was going to join him, but bullet straight to the head. That's Apex. Nice to see the scout continues to be a preference of his in the new look. They are wrapping up shots so rapidly. Yeah, it's working though, because Cold, yeah, you peek in, you find 4 of them. That's way too much. Brokey has hit a great shot. Rain onto the Deagle, and now tagging up Zywoo as well. Good damage. One more would have made it competitive. I fear this may not have been enough though for the CTs to do much. It's Rain with an armored Deagle, Kirby the same. And they still have no info on the potential for Kitchen. Could be pushed. Kirby's addressing that now. Rain arriving with a scout as well. Zywoo just forced off the line by the flash. Minimal so far.
I think damage is just name of the game here.
Yeah, he might find RPK. I think that's 1 scout shot's worth right there. If he was to find that line. On the retreat. That's why they dropped the util.
Well, new escape avenue has been decided upon. Vitality want to exit through CT spawn. So out kitchen they go. Shock's leading the way with the MAC-10, and he'll escort those saved rifles safely away from the bomb site. Round 8 now on the board for Vitality. So what was a very commanding first half from FaZe, that lead has been whittled down very quickly, and now we get underway with the first gun round. This is where we see how much fight FaZe Clan have. If they win this and are able to convert a second off the back of it, they could close this one down quite quickly. But this pace from Vitality, this is more what I would have been expecting from FaZe on their T-half. Theirs was a lot slower, a lot more direct in their mid-approach. This is a bit scrimmier, but it was just against the pistols. Vitality trying to remove some of the risk. And again, they're going to opt in with 2 MAC-10, so this spells something that might be a little bit faster here.
Interested to know how far those MAC-10s get them.
There is head armor on every member of FaZe.
A bonus T-round.
Strange, they opted to buy into those. Like, Shox carried one across, Masuda forced into one. All right, well, trajectory of that nade at least gave Masuda an indication that somebody was in connector.
Brokey with the AWP, a very crucial role to play in this round. The bomb's there as well. They will have an inquisitive look. But will it be a jumping SMG? And is that a shot that Brokey's capable of hitting? Jiggle. Starts his hunt. Does find the first. And it's more where that came from. Re-peeks in and takes off Zywoo's head. Those SMGs can't win that duel, and Olof providing some supporting fire. Kirby arrives and peppers them from afar. Could be an RPK double. Oh, he's so close to finishing off the job. He can't finish. He can't. And Brokey manages to collect a third and keep himself alive. Great shooting from Brokey as he passes with flying colors the first test of the CT side.
And important there for them to keep so many members alive, because for FaZe to reinvest in this stage, it just means an AUG will be rebought for Kirby. And there's those shots again. The final one is Brokey mounts the van and turns out RPK's lights. Now, there will be enough money for the likes of Vitality to buy in again, but they have a clear indication of leaning towards B in the last 3 rounds. That's the 2 anti-ecos and the first gun round, all towards B. Let's see if they want to change it up now.
Does look like an A, at least with the bomb's trajectory, but let's not count our chickens before they hatch. Down middle, Kirby with an AUG. It's very powerful.
Oh, the close range of this as well. 1 bullet to the head.
Yeah, I can't find anything though. Good fragging from Apex, this partnership. Actually aggressing very fast towards A, and Brokey just before the smoke blooms manages to keep things level. Finding the frag onto Apex, but look how much space they have on A. Rain's basically given the A side to them. They'll be playing retake, and it is a viable strategy. Not if Rain gets found early, but he does deal with Masuda. That's huge. And the bomb's still not down, despite all of that A control. Vitality have been twiddling their thumbs.
They're out of smokes now as well. They have to plan. They have to plan now.
RPK can be stopped though. Not if Zywoo wins this duel. He has. And so the bomb can go down uncontested. And Olof winning his duel over the flames. Running out of util now. There is an incendiary on Olof, but Shock's on default. That's Rain's mission. It will come down to timing and angles. Oh, Rain's been found. Nice shooting. Shock's jiggles confirms. RPK wins his duel. It's all onto Brokey. He's been so good for FaZe. How much better can he be? He wins it. Closes the gap. Bombs planted for RPK. Can't see him. Now he can, and he hates the shot. I don't think he has the time or the health for that Molotov. He's going to take the risk. Doesn't have it. So close to perfection from Brokey. It will be Vitality's round. He had to try and get on it as the flames were there, but the damage inflicted was just too high. Close, so close.
Good attempt there from Brokey. You can see the impact. If he didn't take out Apex, they probably had no shot. Rain's done his best, and Olaf even mopping up
I was
Zywood.
fragged though. That was the one, I swear.
And the fact that RPK had a Molotov as well for the
HP.
bomb, those two mollies in exchange, it's just like, that's a rough way to go. As you can see now that the money for both teams is on a knife's edge. They will buy it back in. It's glass cannon for Brokey.
This is a game now. Vitality have come into this T side and managed to close that gap to a point where we are riding every round with uncertainty. And they stick to these SMGs on B. They really want to just get that first strafe out. Oh my god, no one's looking. No one's looking from FaZe. Olaf still punishes. Brokey trying to pick up the pieces. It's enough for Olaf. And the frags, it's all Brown falling down. Just RPK in that apartment's left. Apex is there as well, looking for a late arrival, but this one has just fallen absolutely flat.
Oh, that is a really huge round for them to walk away with. You can see the money situation on Vitality now. The fact that these have been back and forth, the loss bonus hasn't been able to build to a point where it will net them consecutive buys. And now with 12 rounds for FaZe Clan, 9 for Vitality, they need to consider, do we go for a force here? You're only getting 1,900 in the next round. I can't believe they were able to stand and defend there. You have to point to Olaf and say, that's some big play, and that is a desk slam. Apex is frustrated after that one.
That's straight out of the classic Death Slam encyclopedia. We've seen that many times. Just Glocks. Flashes to try and set those Glocks up for some overwhelming numbers.
Oh, this is 13.
This is going to spell trouble.
4 Glocks and a P250 with flashes. Make us lose our minds, come on.
A little existence timeout, if you will. Shox is still at spawn, just talking it through.
Everyone have a deep breath. Maybe, was that with the mouse hand he desk slammed?
Oh, God, imagine.
I've
I've done that before.
No, to be fair, I do desk slam with the mouse hand.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's never a good idea, guys.
As if you need your movement keys while you're raging.
Yeah.
Your hands are still on WAS and D while you're slamming.
And the thing is now with the wireless mouse, when if I desk slam real hard, it bounces off.
Yeah, it's
not getting
embarrassing.
saved by the mouse cable at all. Ooh. I have to reconsider my options. I've never thrown a mouse.
No, I've definitely thrown a wireless mouse.
a monitor.
No, I've thrown a wireless mouse at a monitor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's in recent history.
Yeah, it is. Rest in peace, my G Pro. Good shooting. Kirby getting himself the double. Problem solved now.
Oh, hello. You made a step.
I hear you.
Come on now. What got dicey?
It did. I don't like that at all.
Couple of Glock dinks.
There you go. That's a little bit of economical damage. It's a kill.
One ain't bad. Brokey's going to get another, and he's up to 20.
He's going to end this 2-game series on 60 frags, dude.
Brokey is nuts.
Yeah, that's a game. That's a real good game.
I'm going to just quickly have a look at his last couple of performances to see just how much he's been doing for this squad. Because, look, Brokey, for those of you not familiar, he was just picked up as a little bit of a...
An unknown.
We'll grab someone out of the dark. We'll hope it lands, and it's definitely landed.
Wow. Got a full Formula 1 helmet on. Well, it's not ideal for the T side, and that's in multiple facets, both in weaponry and utility.
That's why I'm surprised they didn't go for the force buy in the last. But either way, they've been able to get their best buy on the trot. Let's see how they go. Kirby's, that scope's going to be heard, my friends.
Yeah, he used it to bait the shots. Nope, it's not going to connect. They'll re-smoke it. I wonder if Apex is being spotted on that cross. Brokey is in a position to deal with it. Masuta, however, has given Vitality a way in. This A-hit worked last time. Maybe not when Colsera shows up in the feed. What was that triple defense? Sends them packing. And Shox, yeah, he's walking into Kirby. And that will put the 14th on the board for FaZe Clan. This is getting very troublesome for the French fans around the world. International Counter-Strike continues with the nothing-to-lose mindset seeming to just incite more fragging from FaZe. They look great.
This doesn't get easy for Vitality if they drop down towards the lower bracket. They will have to play the winner of Mad Lions versus Fnatic on Wednesday. And then they have to go through the gauntlet. We still have Na'Vi and Complexity who will be in that lower bracket as well. So
that's quite the run you're faced with. It's a real, not a death sentence, but yeah, you're going to have an uphill struggle from then on.
It's a tough task, that's for sure. Mad Lions were looking good. They were looking polished, especially on their map
They really
choices.
were. I liked watching the Nuke. And what was the third map?
Overpass.
Overpass. That was good, yeah.
Well, this is about to get real scrappy on A, but it's a retake setup from FaZe Clan here. They don't need to get involved in any of these fights. They just need to stand tall over towards window room and connector. As long as Rain doesn't die towards CT spawn, they can contain Vitality. The smokes come over, the Molotovs and flashes to follow, and a great nade there onto Apex.
Yeah, they're swarming into A. Rain knows it. He decides he's better off not just getting gray screened and would rather play the retake. It is utility and pistols.
Bomb down.
That is the bomb. Kirby's got a great find there. Spray is wild. Masuta caught on the push. Shots vulnerable. They haven't finished him off. RPK maybe has just a moment to grab a weapon. Not to be. Brokey got it quick on the scope. 15 found for FaZe. And this does really look like the dying breaths of Vitality in the series tonight.
Look at the fact that right now,
our
Vitality,
apology. The guy's going to tweet us again.
Oh, it's fine. We're jinxing them every time they keep winning.
We are, clearly.
But the lack of plant there, look at the buy. If they were able to plant and get the 800, it would be a full buy scenario. But Apex on a scout, 3 Galils, RPK with an AK and no utility. They are working with 4 flashbangs, 1 smoke, and 1 Molotov. Round 25. They're up against the wall.
They really are. Brokey actually gets clocked. Down, 70 damage inflicted. Oh, Kirby, that was a little ambitious. He's given him a freebie. Swings out from connector dry. Maybe even just the 1 flash, but they tuck out. And now there's 4 members for the Vitality squad. Is Olof taking some liberties here, or is it just getting that full apps control? Yeah, okay, he'll pause.
They can leave him here, though. They can give up catwalk and play Olof in a sleeper position. Rain's also going on a fact-finding mission, so attention can be drawn towards connector and the window room. Rain, is he playing to contain or is he playing for a frag? Because if he keeps going forward, Shox is waiting and Shox is caught off guard. Rain's leveled up the field.
Yeah, and I'm really surprised. A really big one for Shox.
Brokey just hit 30 as well.
Dirty 30 found, round 25. They are starting to bring the bomb towards the A site. 1 apps, 1 ramp. Zaiwu to be the late arrival. Oh, he can't arrive now. Very late arrival because he's dead. Just Apex, RPK, or FaZe Clan are taking it. It's a 4 versus 2. Rain's tucked in on the site after his funny business on ramp, and he loses his life, but Brokey doesn't miss much. Apex to clutch. Double kill so far in a bomb plant. That's certainly 2 very big steps in the right direction. Cold low. Olof might be forced to do this, and he is working on a flank. It's going to be a question of when he chooses to walk. Apex is miles away, hunting for the 1v1, finds it. Now, where does he expect Olof to be coming from? Because he is working up ramp now. Walk keys hit. He's tucked into default. Olof has a bit of an advantage here, but the adjustment from Apex is very possible. Looks away. It could be a freebie for Olof. It's all about timing. I think he may have been coming up on the balcony. Doesn't have the info. Time's getting sensitive now. Where are you? Oh, Olof, no. Completely and totally not. Should be knifed, I assume. He's not hurled it. He's just walked off. Well, that was a kooky round. It will be Vitality's. What the very odd turn of events there.
What the hell was that?
I think he thought he was like Palace or something.
Yeah, that was a confusing end. But Apex, he saved them in a similar situation on Overpass, but on the CT side with a massive 4K. Here's another massive 4K, but in a fashion that's a clutch and one that maybe was handed to him on a little bit of a silver platter with how Olof finished that round off. But it's a round that they need as Vitality managed to survive, and now they hit the double digits. With all 5 members going down, the cash money, it ain't great. They're by once again. Galils and 1 AK-47. Utility looking better this time round, but FaZe, they have no complaints. The AWP's back out. The M4s are there. Kits are plenty. Head armor's looking good. As long as they don't give up the opening kill this time, it might be FaZe walking away with map number 2. Out Palace, it's going to be a pop. The nade's real good.
Oh, that really softens him up. Unconfirmed damage, though. That's confirmed. Rain's taken a scalp. Doesn't finish off RPK. Can't even be finished off by Kirby. The swing comes in. The smoke is there. Shox is flanking. Kirby cooked. Traded. 2v3. There's chaos in the server tonight, but Apex has found a lovely angle, and Vitality dominate their way through that round. Double kill from Apex. Very comfortable. And looks like this last burst of competition from Vitality is looking the best we've seen from them.
Yeah, Apex really doesn't want to lose this one. Starting to take the game by the balls here. A lot of impact in the last 2.
Ale.
Is that like, let's go?
It means go, yeah.
Oh, nice. All right, we're learning in all the languages now. We've got Davai. We've got Offgets.
Yep. And Ale. Ma copain.
It's a save round here from FaZe. 2 Deagles, 3 USPs.
Yes.
Now,
don't you dare. Don't say it, Chad.
I want to say that this should not be a FaZe Clan round. However, every time over the last 2 days that I have made that statement with conviction, for it doesn't matter what team, they seem to pull a rabbit and then a lion and a bear and an elephant out of a hat. So let's see. There we go. Apex silences Rain. And the B stack, it won't be found out from FaZe, but at least they'll find the A is open. So pushing forward, Vitality clearing out the side as we get the dead man cam. It's a new one. We've been experimenting with it. It's one of my favorites as Masuda will finish off Cold Zero, finding Olaf. And that's all she wrote for round 27. Brokey doesn't even have a pistol right now. Eventually does get the deagle. And Masuda's looking sharp, but he needs to. They're eco frags. They're what we do for the stat padding. They're some of my favorites.
Pat statting. So we've got ourselves a bit of a game here. FaZe secured 15 3 rounds ago. Vitality at the time had 9. We are 15 from 15 to 9 to 15 to 12, and a 30 bomb dropped by Brokey, who continues to, in a star-studded roster, be the shining light despite the absence of the CV to back it up. So fully bought. Everyone's got everything they could desire. Shy of a flash perhaps for Brokey and Olaf. It's not the end of the world.
Well, it's not like FaZe have any issues with the pressure here. If they don't close, it's not like, oh man, we were so close. We've been training for so long. It's a matter of, can we just finish the game off? Is someone going to get us a multi-kill and zip Vitality up into that body bag? They double vent room.
Oh, this could be great for Cold. He's not going to get the fight initially, but Masuda may. Have a look. Timing's everything. It's about to be smoked off. What's his response? It's actually Zywoo catching Kirby. That's twice we've lost Kirby on that connector position. It's costing FaZe a little here, but they will see the T-smoke bloom to set him up for success. And Zywoo's got another one in store for us. Where's that off to? Jungle side, I imagine.
Very deep as well into jungle.
That gives them some good A control. Just Brokey, Olaf. It doesn't look good for FaZe here. Maybe Brokey can find something, but it would be off the back of a mistake from Vitality. No mistakes from shots. Oh, the frags. Everyone we cut to is getting massacred. Looks like you got to stay with Vitality if you want to even see the follow-through of the frag.
Well, now, Olaf, he is going to do his best to hold on to this M4, but nothing to lose, and they can rebuy every single round here. Vitality, they may as well chase and take this M4 away. Going into the next round, FaZe won't be operating with a lot, and that pressure is still being applied. RPK goes down. Olaf does not want to let go of this M4. 2,900 loss bonus in the next means it will have to be the save from FaZe. But having an M4 to bolster some deagles.
Oh, I think the timing works out for Zywoo here, you know. Last second, unless Olaf has a glance, he's going to get shot in the bottom.
Yeah, the window room player of Masuda can make some noise as well. Just bait him in. There's the barrel. It's been spotted. And, oh, yikes. There was a moment.
Strafe, that little strafe.
Okay, well, this should be the 14th. Vitality will just go up against a light buy from FaZe. But they've come alive here in the last few. This is now 4 on the trot. They managed to swat away FaZe's last few attempts, and you can see there Zywoo with a bit of a smile on his face, knows that that one could have gone very wrong very quickly.
Whew. Well, Deagles and FaZe never want to write them out. Let's see if they go for a stack. They aren't. That's nice. It actually does give them a bit of a better chance at some survival and some early frags. You need 1 or 2. Make the round awkward for the T's early, and they are walking into Palace, which Apex is holding. They bait it. Nice. Okay, so they've confirmed at least there's Palace presence. That's info. It's minimal, but it's info. And Brokey's actually going to gamble with them. He's heading to A. It's the right call. Only pistols, I remind you. Couple of Kevlar vests distributed to some of the harder hitters. Apex throwing out the molly. That's going to incite them forward. And yeah, he gets the first. Rain needs to hit this Deagle shot. He has peppered away at him and does eventually finish the job. So now there's an AK and a smoke in play, but they will lock him down and they know where he's playing from. Oh, wow. He actually continues to apply pressure. They're all looking at him. He's managed to generate so much pressure. It should have been Cold finding a Deagle at that moment in time. Instead, he bides his time. No one looking. Oh, now they found him out. Masuda squanders the chances of FaZe Clan this time. Unless Olaf's Deagle's really up to snuff, it's just an unarmored Rain. Saving from that one frag onto the leader of Vitality's squad.
Okay, well, these last 4 have been very clean.
Very, very.
They've only dropped a total of, what is it, 2, 5. They've only dropped a total of 6 players in the last 4 rounds. So Vitality have really found a new lease of life. And that was all with Apex and that massive clutch on the A bomb site. Now, will FaZe take a risk? Is this the time where they want to opt for some aggression on their own? You can see Apex now having to pour out the orders because as they go into the final round of play, is this comeback all for naught? FaZe will be the ones taking the timeout. Actually, their first here on Mirage. They could have had a couple of opportunities in the last flurry of rounds here against that of Vitality to actually sit down, take a chat, talk things through. But without a coach to question, have just been following the flow of the game. Apex leading the charge, 25 kills for him. ZywOo's come alive, 23 to his name now, 22 for RPK. Masuda and Shock struggling a little, but it doesn't matter as we go into the final round of play, round number 30.
So double Orcs being pulled out from the FaZe clan defense. And I can't help but feel that these last slew from Vitality have been determined by the opening deaths.
Yeah, has been Kirby giving up a couple on the gun rounds especially.
So I really want to see a passive Kirby on that connector. Like, don't have to give them what they want on those initial... Ooh, wow, Olof's actually pulled it off. He's got the double Orc peek in mid. If they actually go for this, this will be hard for the French to break through. ZywOo is scoped up and plans to peek off the back of the run boost. So this is on Brokey, and he's actually just been distracted by the util. Kirby does push up, and this time his aggression is rewarded. Can't see Olof hitting the shot. Brokey's gone down, and Vitality have an advantage. Mission accomplished. They're heading B.
This is a gamble now. Where do FaZe want to lean the majority of their forces? We can see that Vitality are retooling back towards A. They've got enough utility for a standard hit. Smoke towards CT, smoke towards the jungle area. Molotovs are good. Reyners has a lot of pressure on him.
If Olof can get into that CT AWP line in time...
Have to be worried about so many avenues right now, FaZe. Cold's rotation is miles away.
Finds ZywOo, that's colossal. Makes things very awkward. The flash for Rain's peak, it could be there. He needs to find Masuta through the flames. He can't. 2 on 3. Bomb, 40 seconds. No rush for RPK. He's going to drop his util. Throws the smoke towards connector. That's flying through the sky now. Olof maybe can catch a sandwich cross, but it would be very small margins. They're not going to give him the chance. As he looks away, they cross. Pressure to jungle now. Cold's miles away, so detached. Bomb's going down. Cold did tag up Masuta a little bit, but from so far away, it reeks of overtime. Olof naded down. They know exactly where he is. Cold's making no secret of his advance, and that's easy shots for Masuta. All on to Olof then. Running out of time, running out of chances, and running out of heads. Taken from him by Shocks. We're going to overtime, boys. Wow, what a resurgence from Vitality. That was a bit of a reconnaissance mission from them. They just got 6 in a row, and now they're coming into overtime with a very new lease of life. 25 for Apex, 23 across the board for RPK and ZywOo. FaZe Clan looking to take their map pick in OT.
We watch the waves wash over the shore. The horizon was blinding. This could be the end of the world as we know it. Oh, this could be the end of the world as we know it. And we never thought we'd get this far. I'm gonna stay true. These songs I wrote for you. Oh, they make me blue. They make me blue. What did you say to me? You wanted to be free. Do you believe? I want you to believe. I want you to believe. I want you to believe. In paradise we burn through the night, getting brighter. And the sun never goes, and the sun never goes, and the sun never goes, and the sun. This could be the end of the world as we know it. Oh, this could be the end of the world as we know it. And we never thought we'd get this far. I'm gonna stay true. These songs I wrote for you. Oh, they make me blue. They make me blue. What did you say to me? You wanted to be free. Do you believe? I want you to believe. want you to believe.
Seeing the stars reminds me of you. You left me with scars, but I know that one day you'll see it through. You give me air to breathe, you give me light to see.
Overtime are really nice to play because you got a lot of adrenaline and it can stump really easy. So you never know how it's gonna be. But in the same time, it's really exhausting because it's at the end of a match. So you definitely have more power to play. So when it comes to overtime, I like to say that it's the team who's gonna do the less mistakes that's gonna win.
Couldn't agree more. Shocks setting the scene for overtime between Vitality and FaZe Clan. We're getting into it now. It is MR316K, so what the weapons, less of an issue. The money and economy, less of a conversation. It is about who will make those fewer mistakes, as Shocks highlighted. And we're back into the fray. Recapping what we've seen so far, it's been a triple threat of Apex, RPK, and ZywOo that kept Vitality in it in those final 6 rounds. Some great multi-killing from Apex. But for FaZe to get this far on their map pick, it was courtesy of, well, lovely dirty 30 from Brokey. And into the round we go. Kirby's been having issues in middle in these last few. Getting caught out. Could have very well.
Oh, he's copped that one.
Got down again. Masuta's overthrown, though. His Molotov, $400 just extinguished by the smoke.
It's good that Kirby actually copped that because now he can maintain connector control. You can see it hasn't actually landed exactly where they wanted, and Kirby's actually able to push back in. So maintaining a lot of territory and information here, important as a minute now on the clock and, well, rotating around. So you can see that FaZe don't have anybody on the A side. It's just Rain playing retake. And that looks like where Vitality want to end.
It was working for him. It was working for him repeatedly.
He's just getting here.
Yeah, and it is a good time for him to be arriving. That incendiary, actually, what's ZywOo doing? Oh, it's so deep. It burns him down to 28. That worked out lovely. Deeper than he anticipated. They got 30 seconds now. If they had a smoke, they do. They're going to start deploying them now. Here they go. Molly's first. Masuta jiggles. Hard shot, but Rain hits it. It's only the heads, and he's got 2 of them. Looking great. Oh, the final bullet finds the head of ZywOo, softened up by the Molotov. That's looking great for FaZe Clan now with 10 seconds left. Apex has managed to get the bomb down, and RPK's fragging, not like this. Oh, runs out of bullets. He actually swapped, and Apex just gets overwhelmed. I want to see how that... Did he run out of bullets, or was it an accidental swap?
Maybe it was out of bullets. I didn't catch it.
No. Quick swap, though. It could have been a very important duel. I thought Vitality were going to do another one of their ridiculous turnarounds.
That would have been wild stuff. When Apex is still alive, you can see how fired up he's been, and a lot of impact fragging from him just to get them to this point. I just want to pick up on what Shock said. It's about, minimizing the mistakes in overtime. I actually wanted to see FaZe start maximizing the risk because I think they were a little bit too timid to close out the tail end of regulation. Here, they didn't need to take any risks whatsoever. They just needed Rain to get a show-stopping 3K as they tried to go up ramp 1 at a time. That last shot, I know ZywOo was low, but still to hit the head.
Yeah, man. Last bullet, how satisfying.
Oh, they're going straight in this time, setting up the execute off the bat. It's just the default top mid smoke to feign their mid control. And Rain, you're going to be under pressure again.
He is. Can he do it twice in a row? He's got Palace on lock. Who's going to support him? Brokey's still looking at middle. God, there's a lot of work for Brain here. That's a good incendiary, means he can buy some time for the rotate of his teammates.
Did they miss the smoke towards ramp?
Here they come. He can hear them. Rain tucked in on Dark. They're dropping in. That's the bomb. Confirms it. Here comes the overwhelm, though. Masuta does trade, but numbers still one to the good for FaZe, and Masuta knows exactly where Kirby is. Doesn't have to give him this fight. He could be wallbanged. Bomb's going down. Kirby doesn't move a muscle. Good spray. Oh, but the flashes caught him completely. coldzera sets his teammate up for success.
Apex again, 1-on-4.
Can do this. Flash is high. Knows there's one CT and gets the fight he was waiting for. Brokey down, fresh mag found, tucks into Tetra, 72 points of health. coldzera's trained on the location. A pre-fire doesn't find him. They need to get across. Apex knows it. Got to get his timing right. They might double peek, though. And this is the contact he needs. No more time for all the boys to wait around. FaZe, don't throw this away. They got a smoke, they got a kit, they get across, and they get the frag. 17 for FaZe Clan.
There's a close round again. I felt Apex, he might be able to do
I
some
felt it
damage
as well.
again. He's playing some inspired Counter-Strike right now for Vitality, but it's not enough. Asked to do an absolutely gargantuan task.
I will
He gets
say,
one of them
though,
down to red HP.
The way they played that 1v2, by going default, he just made sure that there was never going to be that double spray down.
Yeah, he's opened up an extra avenue for FaZe to be able to get that peak. And
Oh, the time got me nervous, though. Damn. All right, last round of the first half of our first overtime of our first game of our third day here at IEM Beijing. Let's get into it.
Oh, it's not towards A off the bat this time. It's more aggressively towards middle, and they want to try and exploit that Kyobi gap again. They played through the smoke a few times. Kyobi, he's pinned on in. The Molotov, he's forward of it. There's on a bit of a timer. He's going to need some help to get out of dodge.
I don't like that nade. It's going to be so indicative of his location. But the
Do any
resmoke
damage
arrives,
either.
and the resmoke does let him get out completely scar-free. Heavy mid presence.
I want Kyobi out of dodge. I think if they're playing Brokey in rotation and too heavy over towards B, maybe just completely give up the jungle and window area and play a little bit more of a retake.
Electronic plays this angle, and I was very impressed when I saw how it plays out. You'll see where Kyobi was. I'll come back to it when you see it next time. Too late now. Alice good. 4 in middle, though. They've used underpass to gather.
They've gambled on B as well. Oh my god, what?
Huh?
That's just straight through the smoke.
Just smoke banged him, and that's going to get the rotate. Brokey's on his way. Rain's got info with a wild smoke spray. He could get caught from Palace. Sharks is the threat. Rain knows it. Oh. And the bomb in middle, found by Kyobi. Getting the frags necessary. Not going to be a spotless round, though. RPK and Sharks are come to play. coldzera knocks RPK on his bottom. 1v3, bomb can't be retrieved. Brokey secures it. That's spotless from FaZe. But I will remind you that, yes, they did manage to find 10 rounds on that defensive side, but it was on the T side. FaZe looked a little lackluster at times. But Vitality, after stringing together so much, see what FaZe can do on their T side.
Well, remember, one of the keys to the successful T side of FaZe was mid control. It was the standard play, that three-pronged attack, Brokey on the AWP. Kyobi matched with Rain as the entry pack, harassing towards window and connector, able to take a lot of space over towards short as well. And then you have the veterans of coldzera and Olaf playing the extremities. If they want to go for what worked as the initial gun round here, what response will Vitality look for? We saw them opt for the double AWP. Shox and ZywOo picking that up within the later stages of their CT half, and this time round that's not the case. It's just going to be ZywOo with the big green. Full utility for everybody. And head armor now for Masuda and RPK. Boys, it's overtime. You can be buying that. You can be getting yourself the head armor this time round, but they've just gone with the Kevlar. Thinking this might be a long one, thinking this might be a costly one, but if they can't win this, it's all done and dusted. FaZe will be picking up map number 2 and the series.
See how this one starts off. It's Rain that caught a little bit of flack there from those nades, and he does get across for the cost, and there's now a bottle of flame with his name written on the side of it. He lives to tell the tale, though, and so 5v5 continues into a crucial round for Vitality. They do want that opening kill. Where does it come from? Certainly not going to get it on the B player. Apex could, gets info. Spots Kyobi on his jump.
There haven't been any risks taken from Vitality here other than the fact that it is just that solo B defender.
T side, bro.
It is curious.
It is.
It might just be for space saving for Olaf just to hold a line and make sure that they can't push, but even still, it is a risk. It is overtime. You have 16k, and it is a scrimmy looking FaZe, so why the bloody hell not?
But if Olaf was to peek and catch him a suit to sleep in or push him for info, you know, jumping for something, that would definitely spread misinformation.
He might even go for a late round play up through Cat with the AWP if they can get an open plant. But first and foremost, they need to get past RPK and Shox up close on the balcony. You've also got ZywOo overseeing things from connector with the AWP, and then very, very close is Apex as well. It's going to be a 3-player Palace pop. One towards ramp.
This feels good for Vitality. Out they go.
Call both.
Yeah, Cold's actually managed to get both of those frags, and he hasn't lost much health for it. Now the bomb can go down. Uh-oh, maybe not with the incendiary down. Cold's going to be cooking, but it does stop Kyobi. He gets the bomb down just in time. There was 8 seconds left. Cold has saved them, and now they just have to convert. Through the Molotov, he had 30 HP. He just gets it down in time, and that could be enough to seal Vitality's fate. Brokey could be hunted down. Apex has dropped a smoke, but it's not going to stop the bomb from being defused. It's all onto Masuta now, trying to get close to that bomb, picked away at all of his teammates, and he's found by Brokey. FaZe have done it. They overcome Vitality at 2-0. It's a dream run in the face of adversity from the international squad. Smile creeping onto Kiev.